Is this thing on? Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 15 of Collecting Justified. Formerly Toy Chat Live. We don't talk about that anymore. Anyway, I am exhausted. Me and Andrew, who's out of the basement, spoilers, by the way, went to a little small event called Retro Toy Con today. Maybe you've heard of it. Upstate South Carolina Toy Federation hosts it. They've gotten big on YouTube. They've been one of our local toy shops for a long time, but I'm here. I'm not going to miss an episode. The most consistent toy chat YouTube podcast, I guess you could call it, there is. So everyone, let us know you're here. Put hashtag justified in the chat if you want to, or just say hi. Let us know who your favorite person on the show is. No hard feelings or anything. I know it won't be me. But speaking of it not being me, I can't do this by myself. So first, let me get the first co-host out of the basement, if you will. The first ever co-host to ever be on this channel, going all the way back to episode 1. It's Andrew. Hey, Andrew. How's it going, man?
Doing good.
Come across a little fuzzy, but I can see you and I can hear you, and that's all. Oh, you cleared up. How's it going, man? I feel like I just saw you maybe a few hours ago.
Yeah, think so.
Yeah.
It's crowded area.
It was insane today. I'm looking forward to going back tomorrow because hopefully it won't be as busy. Yeah. We were going to get pictures and everything, and I recorded a little bit, but I only did like vertical video. It was way too crowded. I didn't record really until we went to lunch and then came back. Tomorrow there should be a lot less people, so I'm going to get some more like, horizontal. Yeah, maybe for some content on the channel. The vertical videos I took today, I might work them into like some reels or some shorts to post up. But it was fun, man, and I think we both found some pretty decent stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Well, Andrew, we're not by ourselves today. So who else is who's that? Who's that right there? Is that? Oh, I thought it was 3 of you. I thought it was David, Evan, and Smith, but it's just one.
What
hey,
up?
David.
How you doing, toy sluts and basic bitches out there? You getting justified?
Hold on, let me crack open my caffeine real quick. This isn't alcohol. This is just caffeine. I'm dead to the world right now.
I mean, I need caffeine. Like, as a manager in retail, like, you got to find the energy in order to drive the team to be energetic. So somehow I just dig deep and, I just become that, you just got to fake it till you make it, but chug it. I'm just drinking iced tea today.
Still got caffeine, right? Right.
Maybe sweet tea.
Exactly. Alexi isn't here yet, but I don't want to keep our special guest wait. Oh, wait. Oh, there he is. Let's let him get settled. He's laughing because he just proved me wrong. He popped in right as I was saying that. So hold on. And is it safe? Okay, he's got his clothes back on. Okay.
That was close. That was close. All
right. Now I know what those smudges were you were cleaning off your detox earlier.
I was moving the anime figures out of there.
Oh God. That wasn't Windex. Alexi, how is it going, man?
Good. Sorry I'm late. I was trying out a new setup using my computer with StreamYards instead of just using my phone as a camera so that I could have, I guess, more visibility and interaction with the chat, but I'm going to be exploring around. So
just exploring, it's fun.
Figuring myself out, figuring the chat out, we're going to just see how it feels.
It's a safe space. It's a safe space. Explore all we want.
There is a way. I got to explore myself into seeing how I can add a second, like a producer seat into StreamYard. I think I get one at this level I'm in, but I don't know how to do it. It's a quick Google search away, but guess who hasn't done a quick Google search yet? Me. It's me. But guys, we are not alone. So Andrew tagged out of the basement. I brought him out for Retro Toy Con, but the super chat goal has not been hit. So somebody had to take his place. A sacrifice had to be made. So Kenny gladly tagged out. He's in the basement. So Andrew could be with us today. And more importantly, he was at Retro Toy Con with me earlier. But I think we only really spent probably a total of 10 minutes together because it was insanity. But we do have a fifth here. It is an OG to the channel, the very first member of the Justified, the very first channel member. Let's give a big round of applause to none other than Agent Z-Man. How's it going, Z-Man?
Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Z-Man, the OG, staying up late.
OG. Yeah, what time is it for you, Z-Man?
It is 1:54 a.m.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, you're
How about
young. This
you?
is like prime time for you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, Z-Man, do you really like not sleep? Because you're like, this could be a 2-hour stream, so then you're looking at 4 a.m.
Well, because I'm unemployed, I guess I don't sleep. So there you go.
All right.
I'm a vampire,
Work.
so I always just like during the day, offline mode, but nighttime, I'm up.
Nocturnal, love it.
Nice.
Exactly. So
To not have any obligations. What a life.
right. Sounds great.
Mhm.
But guys, so our topic today is going to be our top 3 figures we're thankful for from this year. They don't have to have come out this year. We just picked them up this year. You know, with this channel, it's loose rules. Who gives a crap about the rules? Who cares? Your top 3 figures you're thankful for. I don't care. And hell, throw an honorable mention out there. Rich M doesn't have any hair left to pull out, so just throw an honorable mention out there too. I don't care.
Just spoiler alert. I'm glad you said that because I'm probably breaking all the rules with today. Just a warning.
Screw the rules. I have money, right? Or we don't have money because we're closed. Right?
We spent the money.
Exactly. But of course we can't, guys. We cannot get into the topic right off the bat. We have to do pickups and banter for like an hour and a half first, right?
That's right.
Who the hell cares about the main topic? We're here to talk about the crap we have picked up.
But wait, did we wait? Did I miss something? Am I super late? Did we shout out the Justified? Did we?
Yeah.
Did we acknowledge the chat? I gotta keep you honest, man. And I just know, like, I have the chat up on my phone for the first time, so I just noticed that, like, St. James is very thankful for David Evan Smith. So I just don't want to like gloss that over.
See, David, that's the exact part I was trying to avoid. You know, I just can't let it go to your head.
We gotta
appreciate.
We gotta appreciate.
Doesn't want to gloss over the glaze.
All right. I guess we can pull up. Oh, look, I didn't even have it ready. Oh man. Look, the housekeeping, I guess, as Dan Who calls it, right? Housekeeping. So this is the Collecting Justified live stream podcast, video podcast, whatever the hell you want to call it. Doesn't matter what you call it, because we're going to be here live every Saturday night at what time, David? What time?
8:45-ish.
Ish. You just gotta throw the ish. Gotta throw the shade out there. I've been on time, David. I've been on time. You gotta let the intro play, okay? It's not 8:51 anymore. It's been like 8:47, okay? Like 8:47, 8:48. It's close enough. But come rain or shine, internet or not, hurricane or not, we've been here. This is now 15 weeks in a row. And since we've been so consistent, that makes the channel successful. So with that, the free Andrew from the Basement Fund is open. Super chats, super thanks are live. You can see Andrew's here with us, but don't get it twisted. Kenny made the sacrifice and tagged out. We need some funds to keep Andrew out of the basement. I'm gonna be honest, guys, and it's not looking good because me and Andrew may have blew through the funds that have been built up today at Retro Toy Con. So we might be starting from scratch. Sorry, Andrew. But alongside that, Memberships are open. You can become a member of the Justified, like OG Z-Man right here. You can support the channel. Of course, if you're here, you're watching live or in the replay, you're already supporting the channel. This is that way to just go the tiniest bit extra. There's 2 tiers there. Of course, everything is optional, but we appreciate any and all support, whether you're a subscriber, a member of the Justified, or a Justified MVP, which, guys, that is a segue to an updated channel members list right here. So we have our first Justified MVP tier member, Legion X. Big shout out. We also have the Justified, of course, Agent Z-Man right here on the show with us today. St. James, Compulsive Collector, Dan Who Reviews, Super Turk 5000, Art G, Darth Primus, Phoenix, Christopher Allen, Displayed Once. Oh, I gotta take a breath. Shane Shooter, Collecting Rush, Bring Toys to Work. It started with a click. Shelly and Jay's Toy Collection UK. You get a shout out at the beginning of the stream and the end. Don't let me forget, David. Keep me honest, as you always do. I can always rely on David to let me know I'm making a bad decision or just getting something.
That's what friends are for.
Exactly. So, guys, that is our channel members, and we will bring that slide back up at the end. But of course, we also have to say hi to the chat. So, Alexi, did you say you have the chat up on your side?
I think so. I got St. James in here saying good evening, thankful for David Evans Smith, which I think we all are. We got Kyle, #Justified, also #Basement Andrew, but today live stream Andrew, so #Andrew Free. We also got this new nobody, Dan Who. He says he reviews. I guess we'll find out. Z-Man, get to bed, he says. I do feel like Dan doesn't have a lot of room to talk because I feel like I see him pretty late for his time zone in a lot of streams. Double OZ on a secret mission. You just blew his cover. We got him. Move in. We got him, boys. We got him. And then we got Compulsive Collector. Notice anything different around here, Dan? I'm not sure what he's referring to.
I don't think so. Nothing different?
No.
No.
And then, of course, Z-Man, who we have before us, Nocturnal Bat Agent. So, corresponds to his handler from the field, even though you blew his cover.
Oh, man.
And then it looks like Kyle gave us a super sticker, but unfortunately, I cannot see that on
there we go.
The StreamYard's end.
I can see it on my phone right here. It's a nice superhero emoji. That's nice. It doesn't even bring it up on my end here on the computer, but I can see it on my phone. So it's good to have the chat open in a couple different places. Thank you, Kyle, very much for that. So hello, everybody. Make sure as you drop in, just say hi in the chat. I'm just going to openly say that because you don't know that if you're not here yet. But if I say it in every stream, then you know that when you do tune in late. Right? Right.
I don't think I followed that, but
okay. Anyway, pickups. So Z-Man, you are our honorable, dishonorable, whatever guest. You're here with us.
Yeah.
So do you have any pickups you'd like to show off today, man?
Yeah, I've got 2. I just got this from eBay, but it's the T-Rex from Transformers Kingdom. The repaint of Megatron. So I was like, gotta get it for all the beasts. But the next pickup is also beast related. Gotta keep theme. Transformers Tigerhawk from Legacy.
Nice.
So finally got
Are those both from the same line, Z-Man?
So technically yes, but this one's from this year. T-Rex was from the previous series in the line, but it's all the same line, all
the
same universe kind of thing.
And that's colored after the Transmetals Megatron, the purple and from Beast Wars, right?
Yeah, from Beast Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm still learning Beast Wars, but I think either this is a separate character that's just called T-Rex.
Oh, okay.
But he's got the same face. They didn't decide to change it, but maybe the figure was, the different color version, but that's
yeah,
it.
he looks good.
But yeah.
Nice. So Z-Man, you're a big Transformers collector, right? Like,
Whew. I wouldn't say that. Because I would say I got serious about Transformers like in 2019. So,
nice.
and it was not like, oh, I grew up with G1. I barely grew up with Beast Wars. Like it was there, but I was just absent from it. But then through Jobby the Hong, I got into Transformers.
Jobby's so great. Jobby
So-
has such a good channel. So funny.
I'm
Yeah,
probably
and-
gonna be
yeah.
I'm probably gonna be picking your brain a lot in the future, Z-Man, because at Retro Toy Con today, even before this, I've noticed my son kind of eyeballing Transformers a lot. And he was digging through like these dump bins of Transformers at every booth where they had one.
Oh, wow.
And just like looking at him, and he's 4, right? So he's a little too young right now. I've given him some like more simplified ones,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to be a problem. So I'm going to be picking your brain about stuff and everything in the probably near future because yeah.
That sounds good.
So was that it, Z-Man?
Yeah, that's all good.
All right. So let's see here. You know what? I'm going to save Andrew for second to last. Let's go. Bam, Alexi. Do you have anything new to show off today?
I do actually have some new stuff to show off. The first thing I'm going to show off, because it's not as new, but it's very new to me. I got in the Deluxe Odin, our favorite Asgardian. It's not the Odin son. This is Odin the father. And he is really cool. I will say, I got him off of Target and he retailed for $50 hairs, but I waited and I got a couple of the discounts that I could apply through the Target app. So I ended up getting him for about $30. And technically, I ended up getting him for free because I used Amanda's card on the Target app. But I only charged $30 to it. So
that makes me think of those funny videos where they're like, oh, that'll be like $19.99. Like, they don't know I know this hack. And they pull like a gun out or something.
Yeah, luckily I didn't have to pull out a gun because I'm pretty sure she could disarm me quicker than I could actually pull it off. So got him from Target. He's really cool. Honestly, they have a lot of detail. Like, I guess I'm trying to show his belt buckle there. There's plenty of, his huge flap. I can't even pull it out from under. But I got the last big figure from Hasbro I got was Scar, Son of Hulk, which I can actually, I can just do the reach around here. We're all wearing loincloths. And whenever I would try to move his leg up, it probably won't do it now. There it is. It just pops right off. And so that was something that I was worried about with Odin. But moving him around, his connections are nice and tight, and he moves like a younger Asgardian, he's really easy to pose. And I watched a review, Kenny, shout out to Encounter Culture, because in his review, he said that his head doesn't move a lot, and that's always expected with big figures like this. But as long as you put his, I guess, battle ready helmet on that doesn't have hair that goes under his fur, his head moves side to side just fine. So, and I just took his helmet off, and now it's Rich him playing Odin. But really great figure. I'm very happy with it, and happy with the way it moves. And I'm also happy that I got discounts for the price on Amanda's Target account. So
I have to
that's
say, you're posting the hell out of that figure. Like,
yeah,
I think with big figures like that, I'm kind of scared to do big dramatic poses with them because they're imposing just standing there on the shelf. But like, that's some great action that you put into.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, I really wanted to make him move and see what he could do. And I was very pleased with the way that he could pose up. So really cool.
Would you have preferred a bendy wire cape?
I was thinking about that, and I had this posed up on the counter. Not exactly like this, but he was in a really good, like, finishing sword swiping pose. And I had thrown his cape over his shoulder just to see what the rear looked like. We always got to check out the rear.
Got
And
to.
Amanda was like, that's not even the way his cape would be blowing if he was swinging that way. And I was like, okay, well, he doesn't have a wired cape, so how am I supposed to communicate that? But it's fine. I honestly don't need the wired cape, and I get why they did it, because some people are going to have him seated on a throne. And so if you're going to choose one or the other, I think this is the way to go, because honestly, like you said, most people are just going to have him in an overarching, imposing position on the shelf. But if you want to get him to move, then it works just fine.
I've been meaning to get him because, like, I have the old Bath version, but now I'm going to use that as future Thor. So this looks so good, and I feel like, because I've just started the Asgardian display, I'm like, okay, I've got Surtur, I can actually have Odin facing off against him, do like that. But yeah,
that's exactly what I was planning. What you just said. Yeah.
I saw that Odin in hand like the first time today at the con. I picked the box up and I was like, Jesus, it's a hefty box. That's a hefty boy. Hefty boy. I didn't even bother looking at the price tag, because newer stuff, they've always got marked up like 50%. So I'll go there. Andrew knows. Go there every year, not looking for new stuff. If you're going there for new stuff, just abandon ship. Nope. Just old stuff. Alexi, was that it? I don't want to cut you off short.
No, I have another really cool and fairly large thing to show off that I got.
Easy now.
For anyone, don't worry. That's why I warmed you up with the Odin, to really stretch out the face. I'm gonna try to fit this whole thing into the shot, but my camera setup, I have these two connected. So this is the Wall XD. For those who are not familiar, this is a custom piece. It's a Dio, clearly, but these were manufactured and sold by High School Creations, which is a creator from the community. He's always around Toy Migos. He's also on Toying Around stream a lot, and he has his own channel and his own streams about doing dios and creative stuff. This has been like a little over 2 years in the making, I believe, and he was selling them at DesignerCon recently. I got in on the Kickstarter level. This thing is amazing. I have two connected here, and you can also stack them. So this is a double wide. Each single piece comes with that one window. The window pops out. I wish I could be more of a Vanna White, because I don't have anything to set it on. I'm going to try to pop the window out there. So yeah, the window pops out. If you look closely, these little discolored bricks also pop out, and you can see there that there's a peg that your figures can actually plug into if they have a peg hole, which is really cool. And I also have Superior Spider-Man from Marvel Legends recently, and I'm going to try to do a really difficult task I'm glad I popped the window out because I can see through now.
Live posing.
Yeah. So live posing, I'm plugging them into the wall there, and there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, he's sticking. See if I can adjust it. Yeah. So that's him plugged into the brick. All of these little discolored red ones, they pop out and you can flip them around. I haven't popped out any of the ones other than up the top here, but this thing is amazing. I also have a set of corners. So at DesignerCon, he had a complete setup that was like 5 or 6 of these, and he had set it up into this giant alleyway, because they also, I don't want to drop that. They also stack, because these little notches in the top here. So if you have multiple, you can stack them on top, you can stack them together. And they did this entire building structure alleyway, and it was phenomenal. So I have some more of the corners coming, but they're in a separate package. So High School Creations, you killed it, man. This thing is amazing. Trust me. A lot of community members are posting about it, because of course he got it out to the more important people first. And I think that was the right move, but I'm telling anyone in the chat here, totally worth it. And this is, like I said, this is a double size, but the single version of it fits in a DTOF case. So
Nice.
David, looking at you. They sell them at BBTS.
Mm.
You
Wow.
can do
Ooh.
anything you want with them. Yeah,
So-
highly recommend.
All those shelves and the amount of DTOS David has, like 280, David? 280 of those fit in your...
So 17 detolfs and 4 shelves per detolf. Who's good at math? Because I'm like, I
Not
mean,
me.
17 times 4, so that's going to be 68 right there. Is that right?
yeah, 12 less than 80.
Yeah.
So I have to go like all around. Like if I did
Oh,
20
man.
times 4, then it's 80, and then 3 less than All right. So
Oh no, man, that's you'd be getting into like McFarlane talk show price territory.
right.
That's-
I might as well just buy the Joker.
Yeah.
And
I will
Exactly.
say the Wall XD does not come with the Robert De Niro, so be aware of that.
fair.
yeah, I'm out.
Word.
No.
I'm not buying anything that doesn't have Robert De Niro in it. That's it.
Exactly.
Ever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But David, I went ahead and made you big. I hope you don't mind. Do you have anything to show us?
Man, you're just lobbing those in my direction.
Got to.
I did get a lot of stuff this week. So, but I'm gonna hold some of it for like what I'm thankful for. So I did find live in a Target store DJ from Street Fighter 2. So Jada Toys. Still need Cammy, still need Guile, but found this.
If you don't want to wait on Guile, mine shipped from BBTS today.
See, BBTS is so unreliable for me. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they ship everything last, but I'm also participating in the Legends and Liquor Secret Santa thing, and some of those things.
We pray for your gifter. We pray for your gifter. We know they're in for a walloping, a walloping.
Yeah, and don't feel shy. Like you can just get everything on the list. It's cool. Like money is no object. Feel free.
We didn't know that Gucci made action figures, but
Yeah,
apparently
you'd be surprised,
David
yeah.
knows about them. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then shout out to Legion X because he put this on my radar that it was available. I had seen an ad for this thing on like Instagram for BBTS, but when I clicked into the ad and it took me to BBTS, then it was like, oh, this won't be in stock until like Q4 2024. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, forget it. But then Legion X got this and sent me a picture of it. So I was like, oh, I got to get it. So Tamashii Nation's effects.
Oh, yes.
It's, the water effect. So I have bought a bunch of the effects from them. I bought the wind effect in a couple of colors. I bought the ground impact effect in a couple of colors. What else? I bought the lightning effect. And this water one, I bought the wave effects, which are really good. But this water one is like truly, if you're like emerging from the water. So I'm going to use this for my Namor that's riding the big gay seahorse up there. I'm going to try to use this for that. So I'm going to have to rework some stuff up there to like give space to this. But it should be really awesome.
And you said that'll be him emerging. We'll be splashing that out. That's what it was?
Yeah.
From the gay seahorse?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
Right.
Perfect. Yeah.
You always know you're right here with me, Alexi, all the time.
Is that your only SHF stuff? I know you're a huge Legends collector. Is that your only SH video arts? Those effects are amazing.
That's the main stuff that I have right now. Like I did originally get like the Power Rangers SHF, but once like they really were popping with Lightning Collection, then I just sold that. Yeah, I know. Sold off the SHF to Thirsty for Chicken, Nick, our friend from Flickr. And then I haven't shown these off before, but like I've been buying the cowl replicas from McFarlane.
Who makes that?
McFarlane. I know. I don't collect McFarlane, but I do collect this from McFarlane. So found the Batman 1989 one. I have the Nightfall one and the animated series one, and of course 1966 Adam West. So I think this is where I'm stopping with these, though. Like these are the most like nostalgic.
Yeah.
It's like I have a comic one, an animated series one, the Adam West one, and the movie one. So I'm covered.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's exactly what an addict would say.
Yeah. You could stop anytime you
after
want.
this.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
swear. This is the last
Yeah.
one. I swear.
It's last one. Last one.
You got any more? Yeah.
Those awesome pickups, David. I didn't know you were getting those busts. Is that what I guess you'd call them? Busts?
Yeah, well, they
right?
call them
I don't
Cal
know.
replicas. They're like 1/3, 1/3 scale. So they're not,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wear it, but
Right.
but yeah, they're like $15 at Target. So like they're not breaking the bank, and
Yeah.
they're pretty like simple and clean, you know? So I have a whole Batman corner in my apartment. So this is a nice kind of
Right.
benchmark like
It's
accent piece.
basically at that size, it's basically a replacement for Hot Toys, right? Right? Just trying to trigger John. Just trying to trigger John. That's
Sure. John is active in the chat. Oh, okay.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's I'm sure he'll have something to say about that in a second. And there he is. Alexi came back. We lost you there for a second.
Oh,
He's
that was,
Oh, no. No, you're on mute.
am I back? Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
StreamYards was messing with me for a second.
It does that every now and then. It does that.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. David, anything else?
No, I'm gonna hold the rest for
You
break
hold
the
on.
rules.
Hold on
thank
to
you.
it tight, but not too tight. Okay, just firm.
Never too
All
tight.
right.
Never
Never
too
too tight. Andrew, so we alluded to it, and now this is going to be like a little retro Toy Con part of the show. So we met up there for a little while, and I mean like a little while. We kept crossing paths every now and then. But I think you can agree with me. This year, if nobody's ever been, this year was probably, at least on Saturday, was not the best first year to go. Because since their YouTube channel has blown up and they're known like worldwide now, it was absolutely insane. Because usually you go on a Saturday, it's busy, but you can still get in and out of booths. And the booths are small and like the walkways. And they have it at, what's the name of the hotel, Andrew? It's in a big hotel lobby.
The
But-
shared
Yeah.
hotel.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they basically have it there because on Fridays they do like a lobby swap, and they basically fill out all the rooms, and everyone will have their doors open, and you can go room to room and do trades and buy and everything pre-show.
That's
And
kinky.
they like doing that.
Sounds kinky.
Yeah. It's like a more of like a community aspect thing. So they like doing it that way. So he's trying to not go to the convention center. But after this week, because they even had the little side rooms that they usually reserve for like the cosplay contests and stuff, they had toy booths out in there. So it was like complete separate rooms. They're just like slowly taking over the whole hotel. But Andrew, I know you found some stuff. You told me about some of it, but
Yeah.
what did you pick up today? Or this week? Or the last 3 weeks? Month? I don't know. When was the last time you were on?
It's been about 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah, okay.
Like that.
Does USPS deliver to basements?
That was my question. Yeah.
No.
Uh,
Coincidentally, that's why my Star Wars collection is getting a lot bigger now. So
Speaking of USPS, because I can get stuff in the basement. Two things come by USPS. They came together.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Ho ho ho.
I love
There's there.
those.
But yeah.
Perfect.
So we'll start off with that. And then I guess during my supervised outings from the basement, found this at Walmart. It's another one.
nice.
Yes.
On theme. On
So-
theme.
Or building.
Wait, is that a clearance sticker on there, Andrew?
Collectors.
I mean, it's only like $4 off.
But still, a clearance sighting at Walmart is rarer than an Andrew sighting out of the basement.
You
So
can't call $21 clearance. You can't. I'm so like
Yeah. I mean, it's cheaper
They
than
used to cost.
they said $27.97. Usually they're like $25 for Black Series, but whatever. It's a little bit
Is this
cheaper.
an annual thing, Andrew? Like, do you always get the Christmas themed ones?
I kind of just started that, so like I got
I didn't-
a Mandalorian last year, and then I got another one right there on the shelf. Probably about mid-year.
Are you aware of the controversy of those figures, of the Christmas themed figures? There's a lot of Black Series collectors that consider those Christmas repaints like very wasteful for resources. These are quotes, wasteful for resources, or they're not real Star Wars figures, yada yada, etc. I think they're great, and for anyone who likes the Christmas decorations, I think those are really fun. So to see that you got them,
different community, I guess.
See,
Only-
now you need a Fresh Monkey Fiction Santa Claus and a Christmas Joker, Andrew. So
I've been eyeballing that. Okay, so I told you I had a bunch. I'm gonna have to speed round this, I guess.
no, take your time. We don't have a
Yeah.
topic to get to. Spill.
I started dipping my toes into Marvel.
Woo!
Marvel Legends.
yes.
The sickness begins.
Okay.
Ant-Man from Please.
What?
You know, I think the head sculpt.
Yeah,
You didn't
well,
get the
Paul-
one with the big smirky grin, the stupid smirky Ant-Man head?
No, that's
No.
a serial case.
No.
That's the
oh,
even
that's
older
the new one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the new the face
Well,
print.
see, Paul Rudd's face is really easy to get because he hasn't aged in like the last 30 years.
Right.
So,
Just eternally young, I guess.
yeah.
And then, so breaking away from figures.
Oh, nice.
I got a card. It's the
Nice.
birds. Don't know if you can see it. Hall Ingus.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
in gas.
Oh my god.
side note, before he bought that for himself, he bought that for my son.
Yep.
It was like, when you give it to him, make sure you look at the name. You're going to find it funny.
Yep. So, all right, we'll go into. I'm saving Retro Toy Con figures for last.
Okay.
So, went to Cosmos and got the Cara Dune.
Nice. That's hard to find now, right?
It is. It looked like a good price, and he had it good for a good price compared to like Mercari or something.
Oh, yeah.
You can
prices
scalp that real easy.
Oh, yeah. Go back and get the other one. He had two, right?
He did. I
Yeah.
don't know if he's... But then picked up the Mando from the Ice World. It's got like the
Nice.
spiders
With
and
the spiders. Yeah.
little Grogu, but it actually came with 2 spiders, which in the
Oh,
it only came with 1. So,
Huh.
That's kind of nice.
was that on that new wall he put up with all the double pack stuff?
Yeah, like right there in the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
It's probably just extra he had laying around.
Let's see. All right, I guess we can go to. Retro stuff now. So I'm starting off with the vintage Star Wars, not vintage collection, but the actual vintage. Old, and then old Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Nice.
I hadn't even opened the packages yet.
Is that the one that has the lightsaber that comes out of his hand?
Yeah, but it's missing.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I think it's pretty hard to find it with the lightsaber
Yeah.
these days.
if
Aren't-
you do, they're expensive.
Yeah. Aren't they always like broken or missing? That's
Yeah.
With all the ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Little Ewok.
Nice.
Oh, you know what? I actually missed one. Another Ollie's
What?
fine.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Nice. You're getting there, man. You're
Finally,
getting there.
it only took forever.
Yeah.
And then, I guess more from Retro. Another Marvel Legends.
There we go.
Nice.
That's
And
a
it
good
go-
Iron Man.
Mark 85.
Yeah, I like
Oh, yeah. And he comes with a bath gauntlet.
It was like it was $20. I'm like, that's not too bad in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then another Black Series, little Jawa.
Nice.
So
Got an army build, right?
right.
Yeah.
Build a little canteen. So
Nice, nice. You're not going back tomorrow, right?
no,
Or-
I gotta.
Gonna leave me by myself. Well,
Gotta
I'm not
get
gonna
back
be by
to the
myself.
basement.
Yeah, yeah. I
Back to
guess.
Getting lonely.
Yeah. In fact, everyone, if you want Andrew to be able to join me at Retro Toy Con again tomorrow, make sure you send enough super chats to free him, please, please.
Just call my
Come on.
super.
Yeah, it's think about me. I'm the supervisor. Think about me, okay? Okay, isn't that what it's all about?
That's
But
it.
so I guess we'll get into my stuff. I had some good finds. First of all, before Retro Toy Con, last week I showed off like the Canna Beams effects and the 3D printed Cyclops beams. So I'm I'm continuing with the X-Men upgrades, anticipating the 97 Sentinels next year, and it's going to completely screw up my shelves behind me. I'm just going to basically throw a ball at them, throw a basketball at it and just knock it all down and redo it all. So I got a custom wired cape for my Magneto. So got the effects to go with him, and now I've got the custom wire cape, and I'm going to need somebody to walk me through cutting the plastic cape off, because you know that it's attached to that piece that goes on his shoulders. To take a blade and cut it off and everything, and I'm terrified I'm going to screw it up, because I think the 97 regular suit Magneto is getting kind of hard to find now. So if I screw it up, I'm just screwed. But whatever. I'm excited about that. And it's a decent wire. It's not the strongest, but it's a lot better than that stupid plastic cape. So
is that from Retro Toy Con?
No. This is.
Oh, you said continue from last. Yeah.
Yeah. This is before. That's one thing they don't really have at Retro Toy Con. They have some custom stuff, but not a whole lot of like stuff like this. Well, no stuff like this.
Yeah.
So maybe at some point, I guess this isn't retro enough yet, But and a pickup that I did get today, but it came in the mail from our friend Collecting Rush. He picked me up an Exodia. These are from, what's it called? Fat Mojo. And it's a crappy company. They did these figures, and it's nice that Yu-Gi-Oh is getting figures now, because we grew up with it, and they got action figures back in the day, but I never had any of them. And it's nice that a property this popular is finally getting action figures. But let me tell you how crappy this one is. Arms move. First of all, thank you, Rush. I'm very appreciative, and I wanted this. I knew it wasn't going to be great. Thank you so much, Rush. Single jointed elbows and the arms move, right? They don't go out. The head turns a little. There's nothing at the waist, no diaphragm, no swivel, nothing at the legs, nothing at the knees. The knees don't move.
The knees look like they're designed to have joints.
Yeah.
Oh man, nothing. So it's literally the upper arms, the elbows, and I guess you can count the head. But until a better Exodia comes out, and I know there's model kits, but
you said this is Super 7? I'm just kidding.
Got me. Basically.
He's got the same waist articulation as Maxie Zeus in the animated series.
Oh, this is McFarlane? That makes more sense.
McFarlane
That makes more sense.
articulation?
Yes.
5 POA? Okay.
Man. So it's going to do its job. I'm building up a Yu-Gi-Oh display, and it's going to stand at the back and do its job with an Exodia card in front of it, like the rest of the figures, until a better one comes along. Hopefully with SH Figure Arts, they did the blue eyes, they did the red eyes, Flame Wingman's coming out, and Dark Magician's coming out. So next, it's probably going to be either Exodia or Dark Magician Girl. I hope they keep that line going, because that'd be awesome. So thank you, Rush. The crazy thing about these, they were popping up at like Barnes and Noble type stores or Second and Charles for like $40. And now they're showing up at Ross for $15 and Target for $25. So just know, if you want just representation, they're not very good, but they look okay. I don't know, man. Look okay. Options aren't there for Yu-Gi-Oh figures, to be honest.
You're such a shill for this toy line, man.
Oh,
Who makes that again?
I do. Fat Mojo. Yeah, it's terrible. But now we can get into Retro Toy Con. So I got a Savage Crucible. This is from Wave 1. They were there. It's so cool. They were there selling figures this year. And last year they were there with just prototypes. So this is my second Savage Crucible. This is one I missed out on because Wave 1 sold out everywhere. But this is Como of the Isles. These are really great detailed figures. They'll go well with next year Mythic Legions or any kind of swords and sorcery type stuff. And I'm a shill for that. But I say that, but I don't have a lot of Legions because too freaking expensive. And I buy too much crap, guys. I buy too much crap. And David and Alexi keep talking me into stuff like, oh, an extra Sentinel or, a Batwing, the Joker Mobile,
Yeah, you got that one on your own, buddy.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I need to blame somebody. So
it looks like Z-Man has a Savage.
No, this is Legions, but I do have a.
Nice. I will say the only thing about the Savage Crucible line is the ankles are bad on Wave 1. The ankles aren't very good. They have a hard time standing. But they said moving forward, they've corrected that issue. So besides that, they're amazing figures.
They're so detailed. Like when I got it out, I just got the kind of like Army Builder Lizard.
The Imperial Guard, I think or Royal Guard. That's the one I got.
Whatever his name is. But like the texture, I was just like, yo, this is good. This is like, I was like, oh, this is the start of getting, different, like not Marvel Legends. Because frankly, this year has been very tiny with Legend pickups.
Yeah.
And it's been more so the like, third party or, these like Legions, I showed you this guy. I got the Savage Crucible, got the, the Animal Warriors one. So I'm like, I think that take more of a like focus rather than Legends.
At this point, it's only like you're paying $10 more too per figure, just about. So it's a step up. I mean, I still love Legends, but I've really slowed down on them this year. I'm right there with you, Z-Man. I'm very picky with my Legends at this point because that price is going up. The accessories are getting cut, and these other companies are really starting to catch up and get competitive price-wise. So as consumers, they can't blame us. We're just doing what we got to do. So also, Retro Toy Con, nobody's probably going to recognize this. This is from Lost Galaxy.
Dang it. I was going to say the Police series.
This is the Stratoforce Zord. It's like a 5-inch Zord from the 90s. I have the original. I had this one when I was younger. I had the red one, which was the Centaurian Zord or something like that, and the 5-inch Lost Galaxy Megazord. I've already tracked down the other two 5-inch ones, and this one was tough to find. I mean, there were a couple listings online, but they were for like $30. I got this for $10 today. So
Stratoforce was the bonus Zord. Like every season has the bonus Zord.
Well,
is that what Stratoforce was for Lost Galaxy?
This and the red one like showed up together, kind of like auxiliary, like bonus Zords. Yeah.
Okay.
And they honestly, I don't think used them that much, and they got destroyed by the end of the series.
Yeah.
So, but I just remember being cool. The only thing is it didn't come with his little boomerang, but his action still works. Is that family friendly stream?
Yep.
But I only got 3 things, so that's just one more thing. I told my wife, I was like, aren't you proud of me? I only got 3 things. And she was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, but how much did those 3 things cost? Like, that's not the point. I only got 3 things. I behaved. We're going back tomorrow, but today I only got 3 things.
So tomorrow you get 10 things.
So guys, I only got 3 things. So this is another Megazord. It's just been Power Rangers centric here lately. This is
You're mourning.
I know, this is the way I cope. This is the Thunder Megazord from season 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This is the original from the 90s, complete, pretty good, good condition. I mean, it's stickers, and none of them are really. I think one's missing right here, but it's good condition, guys. It had a sticker on it for $50.
No.
I instantly picked it up. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, poker face. I asked them, I was like, would you do 40 on it? And they're like, yeah, sure. We don't care. It's like, oh yeah, you don't care. I should have offered 30. I hope they're not watching this. But I was so excited to get this. I had to carry it around the rest of the day, but I don't care. And my wife, she was like, is it in good condition? It's complete. Are you sure it's like the real one and everything? So that's pretty cheap. I was like, babe, let me tell you how I know it's the real thing. It's finicky. I'm worried it's going to pop apart and fall apart. It's hard to move around without it falling apart. It's real. Okay. Yeah. It's straight from the 90s. And I absolutely love it.
And I do have to say, for anyone watching who's not in the know, getting all of those pieces together for the Megazord is a feat. Like the belt is the pterodactyl, that is a separate piece. The lion, which composes the shoulder pauldrons, the chest, and the little codpiece face, that's all one piece. So to have all of them together, and the helmet, which is its own little separate piece, and the sword, and the stickers, like he said, that's pretty good. I had that Megazord as well, and at my grandma's house, the only two pieces I have left are the heads of the shins that he's got there.
Oh man,
yeah,
that hurts. So with this, I have this. I also have the Ninja Megazord, which is like the movie Zords, and from season 3. I completed that one straight from the 90s. So now I told my wife they had 4 Megazords within the 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So now I've got to find a retro original Dino Megazord, and I need the Shogun Zord, the Shogun Megazord. You can find them, but they're pretty expensive. Eventually I'll find a deal. I saw a couple Shogun Megazords, but they were around like $150. Except one, I saw the box and it didn't have a price on it. I grabbed it off the top shelf, and the owner of the booth walked up and was like, "Oh, that box is sealed, by the way." And I was like, "Huh." I said some stuff I can't say on stream right now, and he instantly knew why. He was like, "Yeah, it's $300." I was like, "Yeah, I bet it is," and I put it back and walked off. Not today, not today. Maybe when I hit that lottery.
Not with the wife here.
No. So, guys, that's my pickups. Might get some more stuff tomorrow. I'm eyeballing a couple little things, but I'm not going to say, so I don't want anybody watching and going and taking them out from underneath me. Hoping.
Did you wear your branded Justin Collect shirt to the Toy Con?
I did. And my wife actually wore hers too. She was a good sport. She wore hers, and she had a nice overshirt to kind of hide the pregnancy belly a little bit. Okay. But it did fit. And like a true shill for myself, I even put one of my stickers on my son's shirt.
Nice.
There we go.
Did everybody stop you for autographs like all day? How did you get through the con?
No, I think they were too intimidated. I think I'm easily approachable, but I did get recognized, at least by one person. One person stopped me.
Hey, you're that guy on your shirt.
I hate that guy.
Yeah. I hate that. Compulsive Collector said I should beat the out of you if I see you. But no, it was the so I sent some pictures to the group chat. My son wanted pictures with the Stormtrooper and Darth Vader, and there's a Wolverine and the Ghostbusters, the South Carolina Ghostbusters group. And one of them was like, "Oh yeah, you're on YouTube." He was like, "Yeah, I've seen your channel and everything." And we chatted a little bit.
Wait, so South Carolina Ghostbusters group?
Yeah, yeah. They go around and cosplay and everything.
Yeah, like the really 501st or something for Stormtroopers.
Yeah. They're really nice. Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, you're local, right? When I get my Ecto 1, we should meet up and you can review it for your channel." I was like, "Sweet."
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Hopefully I don't break anything. That'd be awkward. Anyway, I gotta go.
Did he say he's buying the deluxe, the $400 version?
He's getting two?
Two.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, Ghostbusters collectors are like that's they're starved, man. They're starved.
Well, what would you do with two of them? Honest question.
You make the first movie one and the second movie one.
Oh, because you have the either or if you only buy one. Okay.
Yeah. So
well, I mean, technically, couldn't he buy the cheap, like the first level one, and leave it as that?
Yeah. He just told me he was getting 2 HasLabs. He didn't say 2 of the deluxe. So, but I mean, if you're gonna for $70 more, you can have a whole other.
Keep your secrets, Ghostbuster.
And then you have to buy a third one because then you have the extra piece. So I don't know, guys. I'm trying to help out the Ghostbusters guys, man. Fund that for them, please. They're
Yeah, I
starved.
hope that gets funded. How many? They're almost done. Is it ending
I
for
haven't
Thanksgiving?
I
checked.
feel
I
like
haven't checked.
Ghostbusters and Joe's always get funded though. Like
Yeah.
Joe's within the first week, and then like Ghostbusters not long after. Like those fans they're dedicated.
It's only
They're-
Marvel and what is it? Star Wars. That
Yeah.
Right.
like, oh, we got keep on.
Very temperamental. Very
Yeah.
temperamental collectors in the Marvel and Star Wars worlds.
Yep.
They're
Very
at 9,390 backers out of 12,000 needed.
Yeah.
I feel like they were in the 9,000 range last time, like last week. Or the
Yeah,
week before.
there's 9 days left, so hopefully that funds for them.
Oh,
It's
there's only 9 days left?
yeah.
But
Oh.
there'll be that surge towards the end, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
there's some like international numbers not calculated yet. So I think we've seen a bigger jump at the end before.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Every time.
Yeah. Kenny will buy like 3 more, you know?
Oh yeah, he'll phone up Hasbro customer service and be like, "Hey man, like I was promised like 10 and y'all are going to cover it."
Yeah.
Like, oh
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
You know,
Yeah,
NECA
Kenny.
is even sending everybody double of everything they order for free. So like,
Yeah.
you might as well just compete with them and double my HasLab order, right? Like, makes sense.
I don't have the picture. If someone can get that screenshot of what NECA sent out to people
Ooh.
and
The
send it to me
threat?
real quick, that'd be
Yeah.
great. Because
Or
I don't have
else.
the picture pulled up here. But yeah, we can talk about that real quick because screw the topic.
I mean,
So no, I'm glad you brought that up, David, because I did want to talk about that today.
it's kind of crazy. It's really kind of crazy.
We don't have to go too deep into it,
Yeah.
but I feel like it needs to be. We can dedicate a little more time to it, maybe next week.
Mm-hmm.
But what the hell is going on with these toy companies? Who do you think you are?
I mean, what's funny is like I saw somebody. So long story short, if you don't know, if you're watching, you don't know, the Donnie's Lab diorama that people ordered, NECA made a mistake and like double shipped to a bunch of people, and then they tried to scramble and send a letter out to all those people saying, "Hey, if you send it back to us, we will give you $100 voucher to use on a future purchase." And I think they said something else too. Like they offered them something else on top of that. Like they'll give you the label to ship
$100 gift card.
$100 voucher, right?
Yeah.
And
but
then,
they said for TMNT, which was very vague.
You know, and then they were like, if you, but then they all threatened you, like, if you don't send it back, we will charge you for it and ban you from purchasing from us in the future, which is like,
yeah, I just
what?
sent a screenshot of the message to Justin on Instagram.
Oh, Justin, are you able to pull that up?
Oh, you got a screenshot? Okay. I was just gonna
Yeah, I
pull up
sent it to you.
Mad Hatter's video.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay,
good
sweet.
too. Whatever works. Yeah.
You said on Instagram? There we go.
But then
Yeah,
there
I
was
sent
like,
it to you.
there was like somebody did some legal research and they're like, legally, like they can't charge you for something that they sent you accidentally, that you're legally entitled to keep it as a free gift. And so, and then they can't even demand that you give it back, and they can't ban you from making a future purchase because it's just not consumer, like it's not fair to the consumer.
Yeah.
So like,
it's illegal for them to send product that the receiver has not agreed to, was like the official law, I believe. And so NECA has no legal standing for their threats, so which makes it even funnier.
Which, yeah, they should have done that research before sending out a communication to all the customers, you know, like what did we pull up? Is that the threat letter?
Yeah.
This is one of them. Is this the backup one, or I don't know? There's
This
been
is
two, right?
yeah, this is like the second one.
Okay, because the first one, like David said, it was like, hey, if you we know like you received, so I guess they went back. So if you're gonna painstakingly go back and check and find out who received an extra one, you really should have checked all your freaking boxes the first time and only sent them one when they ordered one, because you're showing you have that ability. So what's going on here? So basically, like David said, they said, hey, we know you got an extra one, please send it back, we'll give you all this stuff, $100 gift, not $100 deposit it or anything. It's like, $100 that you can spend at our online store,
Hmm.
whatever. So they said that, real nice, and then proceeded to say, or we will charge your card on file, and you will be banned from ever purchasing anything from us again. Okay. Do they not
Very
understand
tactical.
how cards on file work, or how bank accounts work, or
Like
you
they're
can
giving you a heads up,
charges?
so you can go into your account
Yeah.
and like either remove the form of payment that you had on file. So they shouldn't really be able to access that information again if you change it, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it just is really bizarre. And like I understand, like, so they screwed up on a massive scale, and so they're
Mhm.
trying to figure out how to get
This is not how you do
like
it.
recoup some of the losses. But
But
honestly, like this is even worse customer service than
yes.
like you're threatening your entire clientele
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
and saying that we will not even take your money in the future for anything. You're not allowed to buy from us anymore. Like where would you ever hear that? Like what?
Give us our stuff back that we sent to you, or we won't let you send us any more money.
Right.
Hey, idiots, guess what? I hope someone from NECA is watching this. I don't give a crap. Hey, idiots, guess what? I can create a new email address. Or, hey, I bet there's more than just me living in my house. Or, I've got a friend that can order NECA for. I don't care. Or, how about this would make me not want any more NECA product from you anyway?
Right. Like
Screw
I can
you.
delete my NECA profile. Like right.
Thank you.
So
It's messed up,
very
man,
strange.
because there are some diehard NECA fans and they make some good stuff. I'm not the biggest NECA fan. I have a NECA RoboCop. I have the movie One Turtles, probably a couple other things, but I'm not that big of a NECA fan because they're kind of right there with their slightly higher price point, but their plastic quality and articulation kind of throws me off. And I know they're diehard NECA fans, so whatever. Don't come after me. I don't care, man. But this is how your company treats you. And then so Alexi sent me this screenshot. This is a second. So they didn't get enough backlash from the first time. So it's like coming back again and like, oh wait, I think you guys misunderstood. Let me clear this up. Let us clear this up. By now, you should have received a shipping label to return the misshipped item. If we do not receive the piece back in the next few weeks, you're going to be charged for it and will be exempt from all of our future offerings. Please realize that by not returning the piece that was misshipped, you are taking it away from another collector.
That's guilt.
So the guilt. So
Ye-
about this though, like so I follow Blainer Things on Instagram, and he works for NECA. I think I followed him since before he worked for NECA because he was like a cool toy photographer,
Yeah.
and like he's passionate about what he does, and he's working for a company that
Oh yeah.
it doesn't feel like work because you're
Yeah.
happy in what you do. And like
for-
he posted something. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, and this isn't guys at that level. This isn't them. This
Right.
is the corporate level. So I'm sorry, David. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, absolutely. But he posted something on his story maybe today about he's more upset that like there are people gloating that they're not going to send it back when it is the other collector that paid for it that didn't get it because they double shipped to certain customers.
Yeah.
So it's more about like, are we really looking out for each other as a collector community and being kind to each other by participating in shipping it back and like being the bigger person? Like that's what is more like, that's what Blaine posted about. Like, we shouldn't be sending messages to like Blaine himself about things like this, or because it is not him. These things happen way above the pay grade of the people that we see as the face of these companies. Like so much happens above Dwight and Dan Yoon and Ryan Ting's heads in Marvel Legends, and they happen to be the ones we see. So it's easiest for anyone in our community to like fixate all of our response to them, and that's not really fair. You know?
It's a good rule of thumb that if they are visibly in the community and interacting with us, don't go after them. If
Yeah.
they're at that level talking to us, they're a fellow collector. They work there. Yes, it's their job, but they're not the people making these decisions. That's a good rule of thumb. If there's someone that you can reach out and talk to about this, don't go after them. This isn't their doing. They're going to have their own set of opinions because they do work for the company, and they're going to have to say certain things a certain way. It's their job. Like, you can't go out there and badmouth your boss. So just leave them alone. Leave them out of it.
I mean,
Just as a basic rule of thumb with any of these companies, right?
NECA, I'm sorry to cut you. I
No,
really
no.
cut you off. But NECA is really at the mercy of all of these collectors. Like, they know that they messed up. They don't have a lot of recourse to, like, to they can't go all to your houses and take it back by force.
Oh.
So, you know, they know, like, they're trying every which way
Hasbro would.
under the sun to try to
Pinkertons.
convince you to send it back. So
Yeah, I agree. And Mad Hatter and Nostalgia Unbox had a live stream yesterday morning that we're discussing it because they're like huge NECA suckers, so they get a lot of their products. And Nostalgia Unbox, Johnny Nostalgia, pretty much hit the nail on the head. Like, NECA is not very good with their customer facing aspects. Like, if you need something from them, they'll dodge emails, or they won't reply, or they'll drag the line along and then really just make you think and have to work for the things that you want. And there's a lot of people that didn't receive their lab, but there's a lot of people that did pay for a lab and still haven't received it. And there's, it's like all mixed up. And so I think NECA would be in a better position to make these requests if they were better to their customers in the first place. So this is really a symptom. The missed shipping is really a symptom of their just trash customer aspect as well, I would argue.
The bottom line is, you can ask, but don't follow it up with a threat. Multiple threats.
right.
You threaten twice. You're in no position to threat. I understand the whole looking out for the other collector aspect, but Christopher Allen here, I brought it up on the screen, hit this nail on the head. Does another collector want their lab pre-owned after they spent $300 on it? No.
Fair.
I want it straight from, the factory, everything. And
I mean,
I get
sure
it.
that-
Looking out.
I'm sure that guy got fired. Whoever
Oh, yeah.
double shipped all of it,
He wasn't
lost
even
their
getting
job.
paid.
But
I think
He went and worked for Mattel on the Wicked doll line. After that. So,
God.
but guys, I understand looking out for the fellow collector, but at the same time, you really think if someone got two, they still have that second one? No. They flip that crap instantly. As I get it, but it's really up to your discretion. I don't think you're in the wrong if you do that. At that point, if you got it, it's a gift.
Yeah.
It's a gift. I can't blame somebody for not wanting to send it back or flipping it. It's
not at all.
But also, then shouldn't NECA be refunding the people that didn't receive it at
Yes.
that point?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is their screw up.
Yeah.
And don't put it on the collector that ordered it and didn't get it, and don't put it on the collector that ordered it and got to. It is neither their faults. They need to fix it. Send it into the factory. I don't know what their worth is, but your company, fix your problem. Hasbro fixed the giant man eyes. They never fixed the sentinel knees. Whatever. But
But aren't there,
Fix it,
don't
fix
companies
it.
get insurance for massive problems like this? Like,
yeah,
isn't there some kind of tax write-off that NECA could do as a parachute in this situation for themselves, just to not take the complete loss on the clearly, like, the cost of making all of them, everybody that got, like, say you made 600 and you shipped all 600 to 300 of the customers, right? So, like, you still got paid for 300 of them, but you got to take the loss on the other 300. So you're 50% in the hole from NECA. In NECA is 50% in the hole, right?
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
But you then have to refund the people that didn't get it. So the money that you got from the collectors, half of the collectors, is being refunded to the other half that didn't get it. So then they're 100% in the hole.
Yeah. Well,
right?
It's a life lesson for them. It's nobody else's fault.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's tough,
at this point, so we talked about, I know before we've talked about optics, like McFarlane and how Hasbro should have been offering HasLabs from the get-go instead of a crowdfund, a pre-order. So a lot of this comes down to optics on how we view these toy companies. They should have not said anything. If this was your response, don't respond. Don't say anything. Just stay quiet. Don't put out any press release besides saying we're sorry for the ones that ordered it and didn't get it. You will be refunded shortly.
Yeah.
Refund all them and don't say crap. If you're not going to fix it yourself, don't say anything, because putting this on the collectors, you are burning bridges.
Yeah.
And what happens when, you're starting to you're getting looked at a way, you have a Engine of Vengeance situation, you have that crossing all the way over to now we're worried about the ecto funding because of the whole HasLab thing with vehicles. And it's just, sometimes the best response is no response at all.
Yeah. They could have made up a lie. Honestly, a lie could have been better than this. They could have said, like, unfortunately, like we lost our contract with the factory and we couldn't produce as many as we took orders for. So we will refund half of you, those of you that we can't fulfill. Yeah. And they're just going to have to quietly take the loss.
Yeah. Basic company response: due to unfortunate circumstances, we didn't have as many as we thought. Unfortunately, we will have to refund. We hope we hope you'll continue to stick with us as collectors. We appreciate your business, and going forward, we will learn from this situation. Right. Give me a job, NECA. Jesus Christ. Fire this guy who wrote these letters and give me a job. Oh, there you go, God.
Justin.
Look at Mezco. Like, look at Mezco 89 Batman. And I'm not saying this is the right way to deal with your customer-facing aspect, but for those who don't know, Mezco 89 Batman, the rubber body with the endoskeleton, it took 3 years from pre-order, and you had to pay upfront, or most people had to pay upfront for this. 3 years later, the product comes out, but in that 3 years, they had no communication whatsoever about timeline or about things that needed to be fixed or about progress, anything like that. And any time anyone tried to reach out to Mezco, they were brick wall, or they were straight up like, do you have any words on the Mezco 89 Batman? No. And then people were still, and they would be like, but we have these things if you want to pre-order them and give us more money. And people were like, dude, what the fuck? I'll pre-order? Yeah, definitely. But like, what's up with 89 Batman? So it's not like you have to talk to the customer. Like, especially NECA, they have an established customer base. And for newcomers, even better, because they don't know about your previous fuck-ups. So it's possible to just not say anything at all, but they chose to be like, you know what? Let's threaten the customers. That'll get a rise out of them. So I agree. Fire that guy. Hire Justin.
Yeah, please.
The whole McFarlane situation of their cover-up for the Joker thing.
McFarlane. Toddy Mac hacked NECA's stuff. Art G is in the chat. He said, hit the like button. Thank you, Art. And guys, Kenny's in the chat right here. Guys, weird shit's happening in the basement.
Oh,
Kenny, don't make me cut off the Wi-Fi down there, okay? And Compulsive Collector did say the second part sounds more like a reward than a threat. Being allowed to continue buying NECA's pre-broken figures is the real punishment. John always looking at the positive side of things. But Andrew, so I know you're not really in the know with a lot of these companies, but what's your first impression on this situation? What are your feelings on it?
Honestly, I would say, why can't they just make more to make up for the fact that they didn't send out the...
Exactly. Again, guys, wait, and for more context, I don't think we said the price on this. This is a $300 product, right?
Yeah. Right. Christopher Allen says that we spent $300 on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Well, it don't cost that much.
Oh no. They
Yeah.
So Andrews, make more, right?
Make
Would you also say, Andrew, maybe just don't say anything and just apologize and then make more, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, hey, why don't we just make some more and not say anything? You know?
yeah, NECA, you had several options, and shutting the hell up was one of them.
But with
Like,
was this a made to order thing? Like I don't buy the NECA Dios, but
I
was
think
it like a made to
they
order?
do.
Like
I think
No,
so.
they
I think
sold out.
yeah, it's like
Uh,
a pre-order system, like by a certain date, like
Yeah.
the Hasbro made to order stuff. I would assume.
because I mean they would eat the cost also to do
Yeah.
another production run, of it. So
No.
I think you're
that's
right.
they're
Because
not gonna-
I remember there was a controversy about like, oh, don't back this because it's too expensive, and we want to say stuff. And I'd mentioned David Evan Smith in a previous discussion, you and I, how I sold my turtle van and my Toon Turtles, and this was part of that choice because I was like, oh, when this came out at 300, I was like, oh, I can't afford to keep buying this stuff. I'm just gonna sell what I have. And so I think it was like a window where you had to put in the pre-order. And Dan, who totally did it sneakily, because he was like, "I'll buy anything NECA puts out, Toon Turtles," and we were all like, "Dan, don't do it!" Yeah, and he was like, "Already ordered 2, mate."
And he received
like
4, right?
Yeah, and he already got 2 extra and scalped them.
There we go. Right, Z-Man, what are your opinions on this?
I mean, like, as someone who's only, I think I've got the only NECA I have is the Jason Voorhees and the 2-pack of Muhammad Ali and Superman, because I've always just been scared of the quality and how like brittle it is, because I really wanted the Last Ronin stuff, but I was just like, I can't go for that. But then just hearing this doesn't give me much confidence of like, oh, I wanted to get the street dios. Now I'm like, I ain't doing that. I don't trust them. But you've lost, like, you don't do that. Like, when there was, I'm gonna defend Toddy Mac for a bit. When there was that issue with the Year 2 Batman, that I think the swivel of the bicep would just break on every copy. They were able to, like, talk to each of the retailers, and although they didn't give you a replacement because they knew if they did, it would still have the issue. Yeah. They just gave you a full refund, and you had to do some weird things like put marker on the figure and being like, hey, this is mine. And then that would be the proof, and then you get your full refund with, like, you don't have to return it. So that was simple. But like, this is just like, you're threatening you're threatening your livelihood of the fan base, and then you're doubling down on it, not going like, we're sorry. Then you're not taking accountability. So it's just it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's the cost of doing business. Sometimes this crap happens, and it's your job as the business. This is why you have insurance and all this other crap to cover your own ass. But I mean, Z-Man, you say like this makes you hesitate buying other NECA products. Why? Because it's a win-win. Either you're gonna pre-order something and you'll either get 2 or none at all, and you'll get 2 and a threatening letter, or you'll get none at all. Where's the downside?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. 50-50 coin flip.
It was 300. I'm sorry, but what planet would? I mean,
they have to refund the other people, right? Like,
yes, they legally have to.
Yeah,
legally.
They can't keep that $300 for the customers that never got their item. Like,
yeah, this isn't a Kickstarter. This is like on your website.
Oh god.
And David or Lexi, I forget which one of you said it near the beginning, but someone did post like legally. Yeah, legally they cannot do this. They cannot charge your card for a product they sent you, because that is technically legally a gift because they sent it to you, and they cannot bar you from ordering from their website based on that either. So they need to just they've screwed up. They've screwed up. But
this kind of reminds me of that Kickstarter that they did have figures before. They only released 2 characters, Blue Beetle, the like Golden Age version, and Cassie, whatever, from that comic. But then they did a Kickstarter of Vikings and Barbarians. I don't know if anyone remembers. That never went anywhere. Like, it got funded, but then, and they would show, updates and everything, but then they just went quiet.
Oh.
And no one got them to this day. I'm a backer, and I was like,
Oh no.
where's my thing?
Wow.
They went Mezco on everybody.
Yeah, they didn't even like offer a reply, but like people knew that these guys were shady. But I got that Blue Beetle, and I thought, oh wow, this is great. This is a great figure. I want to, support whatever they're doing. And at that time, I was like, oh, Vikings and Barbarians.
Right.
Now, like,
Yeah. Wow.
It's happened to me before too. I've ordered stuff on shoot, I can't even remember the site now. In fact, I might have it here. No, it was on a site that does like discount toys, and I had pre-ordered something before it was on the cusp or the transition of McFarlane getting the contract for DC figures, and it was Batman the Animated Series. I know, Justin, you hate the Batman figures that have the chest articulation,
God,
but it was for regular Batman in his basic costume with the chest articulation, because I have the motorcycle version, but he has the helmet with no regular face, and I wanted the chest articulation. So I pre-ordered that on something discount toys, and I had the pre-order for like a year or so, and I was just randomly looking through emails, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that pre-order. I reached out to them, and they were like, yeah, I mean, they said they're going to send it. And again, this is when DC Collectibles was going into the grave and McFarlane was picking up. So they never ended up getting that product. And I emailed them one time, and it was like $30 for the pre-order. And they were like, well, it says that we're going to get it. So you can we can refund you now, or you can just hold out. And I was like, whatever, like, just forget it, $30. So they were always good to me leading up to that. And so I was like, $30 is not a big deal. But if they were like dicks about customer service prior, I would have been like, give me my fucking $30 or give me that Batman. So it's, I guess what I'm trying to say is that's an example of like, you know what, as the customer, just have the $30. It's not worth the trouble to go through it. But that's because they were nice.
Yeah. What Alexi is saying is $30 is $30. You know what I'm saying?
So,
well, guys,
I mean, I have to apologize because I totally steered this down the path of like bad customer service, us, and we all are airing our grievances the way we've been wronged by toy companies. And the stream's purpose is, what are we thankful for this year? So sorry.
No, David. See, it's actually the perfect segue, because I can say I am thankful that I did not order a Donnie's Lab. And we can segue into what we are thankful for. So, guys, if you tuned into this stream for the topic, we're here. We made it. You know, this is episode 15. You know what you're getting into. You did this to yourself. But the good news is, if it's the replay, you could fast forward it to this point anyway. What, about an hour and a half in is when it normally is? Yep, there we go. Perfect.
Do you know how to put a marker in it? Like, to say, like, I feel like Robo does this, and he'll like put a marker at like, where does he cover this topic versus this one? And like, maybe we can start putting markers into the stream of like where we actually go to the topic of the stream.
But David, we're already conditioning them to know, so they should know better anyway.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
So we're talking about McFarlane conditioning us and everything. So anyway, so guys, we are going over our top 3 figures in our collections that we're thankful for. So I think we decided on stuff we picked up this year. It's a loose rule. If you didn't pick it up this year, I don't care. It does not have to be released this year. Just picked up this year is preferred. Otherwise, I don't care. So what we can do is we'll go around, for number 3, go around for number 2, and go around for number 1. And at your number 3 turn, before your number 3, if you have any honorable mentions, Rich M reached out to me and begged me to let everybody do honorable mentions. So it's in his honor, honorable mentions. Rich M presents honorable mentions. So I'm just going to go from how I see everybody on my screen here. I see Andrew at the bottom. We'll go Andrew, Alexi, Z-Man, David, and then me. As long as I'm last, I don't care. So let me make the big screen here and bring Andrew up. And somebody memorize this order because I'm going to forget. We all know I am. So Andrew, Alexi, Z-Man, David, me. Help me out, guys. Help me out. Keep me honest, David. Keep me honest.
I got you.
Andrew, so this is your number 3 figure you're thankful for, or toy. It doesn't have to be a figure. It can be a prop, whatever. Just preferable, like, not adult toy, just adult collectible that you picked up this year. I'm looking at you, David. I'm looking at you. So, and if you have any honorable mentions, feel free to show those off first.
Well, I guess I'll do the honorable mention first. Let's get that out. So I guess, honestly, only because it came with an extra spider. We'll just throw that in.
We're thankful for, all the extras bestowed upon us, right?
Right. So I guess we'll start off with, number 3. Because this is actually the first Marvel figure that I actually hunted for, trying to find. Is Thor.
Nice.
And I ain't week, so yeah, nice. We'll go with that.
And what? That was probably about half off, like $10.
Yeah.
Thankful for discounts.
That's right.
Andrew, could you say we're thankful for Ollie's?
I am thankful for Ollie's. Well, except the one in Easley.
Yeah, not the local one, not the one 10 minutes down the road. We're thankful for the one like 30 minutes away, right?
I found it. 30 minutes away.
Yep. All right, good. So Thor.
That's a good version of Thor too, because the previous figure or the previous iteration from Hasbro of that version of Thor was pretty trash. So that's a really big update. So yeah, good on you for getting that one.
Extra head sculpt, 2 extra hands. Mm-hmm.
And it's upgraded face printing technology there because like Alexi said, the previous one, I think I've got the previous one in my collection too. I'm not going to dig it out because who cares? But that face on that new one looks a lot better. It's still pretty much the same body. I think different paint apps, but
yeah.
And it represents the it's Thor Dark World, right? So it represents the best Thor movie, guys. Right? And it's okay.
That was good.
Yeah. Never mind. Let's move on. Alexi. So if you have any honorable mentions, and then skirt number 3.
I think I'm gonna do the third of my tier, and then honorable mentions at the most inopportune time in memory of Rich and
he will love that. He'll love that.
So my first one is I'm gonna highlight a third-party company. Now, it should be said that third party is different from a knockoff because CT Toys is really popular right now. Third party is unlicensed, but it's original sculpts and designs. So here we have the Daiso from 5K Toys. So the third party company that's probably already changed by now is Daiso. And the character is Inuyasha from the anime Inuyasha. And this is anime from the 90s. There are no other figures of it. I know Justin also has a copy of this figure. And this thing is awesome. It's a pretty generic, like basic body underneath, but the soft goods that they did are really tailored well. And the character representation, again, for a third party unlicensed figure is fantastic. There's other aspects like accessories that it came with, and then a base for it to stand on that's related to the anime. So really thankful for this, and I have no other representation for Inuyasha on my shelf. So Kagome, Koga, Shishomaru, any of the other characters are highly welcome. So 5K Toys, talk to Daiso, give us more Inuyasha.
Yeah, I would gladly keep an Andrew in the basement for a year for Shishomaru from them. I'm just putting that out there. Oh man, that almost cracked my list, Alexi. Almost. I love that figure. They do great. Like you said, it's a generic body under there, but the soft goods are so good for that price. And those face plates on that Inuyasha are perfect. They're just perfect.
But Justin, Andrew is your cousin. Like that's just so severe, man.
And that's
this is a holiday for family. Like,
David. So this isn't my turn, so I'm just gonna bring David. I want you to look at around me. Do you see pictures of my family in this room?
fair point.
Damn.
The answer was
Damn.
in front of us all along. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Your
Right.
Uncle Ranger, Uncle.
Cousin Marvel.
Right. All right. So Z-Man, if you have any honorable mentions, or I like what Alexi's doing. What Rich would really like is not only us doing honorable mentions, but not all doing them at the same time. Sprinkle them around your list. So if you want to wait till you're number 2 to do your honorable mentions, I'm sure he'd love that. Or you can do them now. Don't worry, there's no rules. Screw the rules. We're here.
Yeah.
You're justified in your decisions already, Z-Man. So go ahead, take it away with your number 3. Any honorable mentions? If anything special you might have for Rich.
I think I'll delay the honorable mention maybe at number 1. But for the third pick, I think I mentioned about the year 2 Batman, but this is the McFarlane 2-pack of the Nightfall Batman with Bane. I've just got Batman here, but this was such a redemption after the year 2 mishap. So I was like, the blue, the wired cape, I like battle damage, and I wish more companies would do battle damage figures. Marvel, DC as well. Like, we got a Superman and Doomsday 2-pack of McFarlane, but Superman was barely battle damage. Come on. But anyway, we got to be thankful. So I'm thankful for this Batman. I got the black and gray version first, but then when I saw this, I was like, I got to get it. And the Bane is also just so good. So I'm just thankful for McFarlane for doing a really good figure. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also, what is that cape? That cape looks kind of nice there, Z-Man. Is that a cloth goods wired cape?
Yeah, very snazzy looking cape. Very shiny.
Nice.
Anything
And
else?
that Nightfall buck. Actually, I had the Nightfall Batman, the original release he did with the plastic cape. I really did enjoy that figure. So when I let go of a lot of my McFarlanes, that actually kind of hurt me to get rid of that one. But I was kind of moving away from that shelf, so it was included in the bundle I got rid of.
Because I was thinking of doing that for the black and gray version, but I think it serves its purpose as that look, because the Hush Batman is a very tall. His first Batman he did was had kind of like a anime looking face, but very tiny. It's weird, but this one's I think the best body for Batman if you want to go for that. So yeah.
Really good. Justified, Z-Man.
Justified. Bam. Yeah. I have to say, that I saw that 2-pack in a Target once, and I passed on it because I didn't want to spend the money on the 2-pack, and I was like, I don't know if I really need Bane. I'm trying to just do true classic villains, but the wired cape on that and the colors on that and the expressiveness of that is so premium. I really regret not picking that up. So I have to, I don't know if that'll come back on shelves in Target or anything, but I might have to track that down. And I have the other Nightfall Batman, but that one, even with the rips and the blood, just looks so good. I have to admire that, man. Jealous.
Don't worry, David. I'm sure he'll re-release that 2-pack in his new
Joker
pricing system, and it'll come with a nice steel Batman sign you can put on your wall. It'll only be about, what do you guys think? 250 sound fair?
Okay. Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, David. He's got you. He's got you. Toddy Mac always looks out for us. He knows what we need.
Yeah.
I agree though. I think the battle damage on that is, we don't get that at all really from any line. We're getting battle damage from Mafex, and it's been it'll be year 4 in the line. So for them to do wired cape and a battle damage classic blue and yellow gray Batman, very good pick. That thing is pretty sick, and that's my favorite version of Batman.
it makes sense for the story that it's capturing. Like
Mhm.
like why do Superman versus Doomsday? That's the story that Superman died, and you're not gonna really battle damage him up and tear him up. Like this is where his back got broken. My back is broken. So like,
Broke that
My
Batman.
back. Yes.
does
Perfect
anybody know
demonstration.
that
Perfect demonstration.
Tyson reference? Does anybody know the Mike Tyson reference with that?
I don't think we were born yet, David.
Oh wow, so rude and disrespectful.
I gotta get one in. I gotta get at least one in a show.
Whatever. Google or YouTube search Mike Tyson. My back is broken. He does an interview and he says, "I broke my back. My back is broken." And he's like, "Well, like the interviewer was like, well, what part of your vertebrae?" He's like, "Spinal." Like he's just saying randomness. So it's
Doctor said I need to back you out of me.
Yep. Word.
Yeah.
All right. So
wait, how long ago was that, David? What year was that?
No, I've seen the clip. I don't know. I didn't see it
Probably a
live.
long time ago. Yeah, he was already that beat up, and so fair fight with him. And how old is Jake Paul? I'm just saying. Fair fight.
Oh
Fair
my
fight. Let's beat up the elderly. Yeah, there we
At
go.
a high school AV production.
We are too topical right now. We are like right on the finger on the pulse of the nation today with all these topics. But
I'll finger anything with a pulse.
All right, no.
thank you, Alexi.
Anyway, David, any
so-
honorable mentions or not so honorable mentions? And go ahead and throw that number 3 out
I'm
there.
I'm all on my feels today. Like the reason it was important to do this show today is it's so easy. And Dan, who says this a lot, it's like we're very much that like, all right, this is gonna come out. So what's next? What's next? What's next? And we never like sit and appreciate like how much we've gotten. And so like
17 detox.
17 detox. Like entire apartment filled with collection. Like my roommate hasn't murdered me yet. So it's like I'm thankful for a lot. Like this is the primary hobby for me. This is where most of my money goes, and like somehow I'm still able to afford the rent, but like that's it. I'm not eating for the rest of 2024. But I will say I'd have to say my number 3 is just I'm thankful for the HasLab Giant Man. It's like
It's so small I can't see it.
corner shelf. 2024 HasLab, even with his side eye, like it's a beautiful opulent figure. So HasLab Giant Man is my number 3 up there.
So sentimental.
Yeah.
Were you wanting to wait on your honorable mentions or?
My number 1 is gonna be long, so I'm just gonna keep these short.
How long? Stop me
Like-
when I get there. Stop me when I get there.
Probably too long for you to handle.
Oh god. Oh. Oof. I don't want to bring myself up on camera right now. I'm blushing. There we go. So yes, I've only got one honorable mention, and it is our favorite toy company. It's McFarlane. This is the Mr. Freeze Build-A-Figure wave from it was Batman and Robin, right? I get the two movies mixed up.
Yep.
Right, Batman and Robin. And say what you will, but honestly, the Arnie likeness is pretty good. Pretty good. It's got a blue Smurf face. And guys, like, I went back to rewatch. We view everything with rose-tinted glasses, right? I went back to rewatch this with my son at some point.
And it still holds up.
God, it was terrible.
I like to say it's just as good now as it was then.
Yeah,
Right.
but
there you go. There you go.
But my awareness has gone up a little bit.
Mm.
That being said, I still love it because I loved it when I was younger. It's like you embrace the awful, which is why I've got some McFarlane's right here. So, but no, for real, like I just noticed something. Well, remembered something by looking at it. Only Toddy Mac can still put a pin on a single jointed elbow. That kind of annoys me. But
Talent.
it's a dull gray instead of silver. But man, if you had asked me a year or two ago, Justin, do you think you'll have an Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze on your shelf? It's like, no. No. But not only a Mr. Freeze, this was the Builder figure, and we got a whole wave. So I'm very thankful for that. But at the same time, he still could have done a better job. Maybe he'll re-release it repainted as a deluxe, and maybe right around the time, because he needs to reuse this mold. What did we talk about? Was it last week? He's just going to repaint this and do a Jingle All the Way like Turbo Man figure,
Oh, yeah.
right? or just Arnie in his like normal jacket or whatever. But yeah, I'm thankful for this. So that's my one honorable mention. Let's see.
Well, you're more thankful for Arnie than Uma Thurman?
Oh.
I don't know.
He's the star of
It's-
that wave. No contest.
Yeah.
Hot take.
But I always wanted my justification, if you will, for saying the Arnie is if I rewound back 2 years, I would be wanting the Arnie figure, but I wouldn't even think that the Uma Thurman figure was possible, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, but that is the standout figure of the wave, though. That lightness is crazy, and there's a reason she is going for gangbusters on the aftermarket.
The whole wave is going mad. Like we didn't get like very like the distribution was just terrible.
Mhm.
Like that wave.
Did you get that, Z-Man?
Well, I mean, I think that will be fine, but I think like for UK sellers, they will charge like the whole, like they'll charge like maybe 300 for the whole. You know, so you might as well get a Dio.
Johnny's Lab. Yeah.
But yeah. I do hope they do Bane from that film because
Yeah, there's a rumor, right? Of another wave. There's a rumor, so they can do different figures. There's a rumor, and hopefully they're up to par with the Batman Forever wave.
Yeah,
because that wave was a vast improvement.
Yeah.
So this movie is more iconic to me, like in my memory, than that movie. It was the only reason the Arnie jumped. And like Compulsive Collector says here, I brought up on the screen, this sucks, but I love it. Hashtag McFarlane shilling, hashtag justified. You know it. And
I hate
Mark Tat Tat
McFarlane.
said,
It's my favorite line.
I buy it
I hate
all.
it. Yeah.
But wait, my more important question is, did your son like the movie? Because you said you watched it with your son, your 4-year-old son. How was his response to the movie?
I think we're gonna have to go back and rewatch it when he's a little older, because he was a little he was like watching it, but he didn't get psyched for it. So John will be proud to hear that.
He was like, Dad, why do you have a credit card? Why would he need a credit card?
I'll tell you when you're older.
Like person at a Batman exhibition they have here in the UK, and I was like, damn, it's real. Like the actual prop, and I was like, yes, thank you.
Sick.
But I've talked about the McFarlane, but that was my honorable mention. It's my number 4, if you will. Let's talk about my number 3 right here. And this is an older, and John's gonna love my 3. He talks about weeb shit all the time. I'm just, spoiler alert, John, you're gonna love my list. This is the SH Figure Arts Blastoise, or it was called like D Arts or something weird like that. And this is an older figure, but I picked it up this year, so you guys can't really see it. I don't want to mess with my webcam, but I've got quite a few Pokemon cubes, and up on the very top of that is a big Pokemon display. I love Pokemon. We grew up with it. Any of the Blastoises that any of the other companies have done are terrible. This one, because Pokemon Select still hasn't done one for some reason, but the Pokemon Select Charizard's good. I think it's Jazzwares. They've also done a good Venusaur, because Venusaur doesn't need good articulation. He's just going to stand there. This Blastoise is absolutely amazing. And I'm very thankful to have been able to track him down and get him in my collection. And now, if anybody else does a Blastoise, I don't need it. I say that now because this one is amazing. So I love it. And I'm very thankful to have it in my collection. Because you think about Pokemon Gen 1, Pikachu, Charizard, just Blastoise, man. Blastoise. So, and it's awesome. And these water effects are so good. Good. Yeah. This is a great figure.
Do you have I'm sorry.
Oh, what David? No, go ahead.
Do you have the retro carded lizard from the Spider-Man line?
Yeah.
That, like, the face on that toy you just showed reminds me of that lizard head that he's just like mouth hanging open, you know?
Right. Yeah. God,
Just
if you're a Pokemon fan, the Pokemon Select Charizard to me measures up to this. I don't know how much better the SH Figure Arts one is. The articulation on that's really good. The plastic it could do with a wash, but it's a $20 figure. They keep re-releasing it. They're pretty easy to get. I think I'm one of two people. I think David's got a Charizard, right, David? I think you got one.
I do. I won it from this channel.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
sick.
In the most professional duck race ever. By the
Word.
way, don't go back and watch that. That was
Only
awful.
duck race I ever won.
But this is good. Definitely worth the money. I'd say track it down. They're pretty hard to find now. Maybe they'll re-release some Pokemon figures in their Pokemon line. I need a re-released Ash, please. Those are very hard to find. So that is my number 3 is Blastoise. So keep me honest here, David. I think we did start with Andrew, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Andrew is
All
next.
right. So
Me.
Andrew, what is your number 2? Remind everybody of your number 3. What was your number 3?
Number 3. Hold on, lost track.
Remind yourself of your number 3. There we go. Thor.
Thor.
Now, what is your number 2, Andrew?
Number 2 was also a pickup from recently,
Nice.
Cara Dune. Honestly, because there's a big controversy with who portrayed Cara Dune.
Yeah.
You know, she said some things on Twitter. I ain't gonna say what it is. People should go on, look it up, make their own opinion. I have my own opinion. But after that happened, Disney dropped her. So pretty much production of any Cara Dune figure pretty much came to a halt.
Yeah.
So finding anything on her was about impossible. And then whenever you did find it, it was outrageously expensive. So, you know, finding that one for cheaper than what it was going for, I say that'd be my number 2.
Nice. Would you say that was probably one of the I don't like to use the term grail too much, but that's definitely one of your more sought after Black Series figures just because it was so hard to find?
Yeah, mainly just to try to find it in the price range that I was willing to pay for.
Yeah. Did you say how much that was at Cosmos?
That was 40.
40. That's very
Not
good.
bad.
For what,
Not bad at all.
Not
yeah,
bad.
because man, those were going crazy money when that whole thing happened.
A cheaper version, you could went with like the credit collection, and it comes with like instead of it being more blue, it'd be more green. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
Which the one you've got's more show accurate, right?
right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice. So Andrew did the Thor and then Cara Dune. Cara Dune is what he's thankful for. So I believe next we had Alexi.
That's right.
Alexi, what is your number 2 figure that you are thankful for getting this year, whatever year? I don't care. Screw the rules.
Yeah, I think because we'll probably do like our favorite figures of the year, I'm going to use this list to really say figures in the general collecting atmosphere that I'm thankful for. And this year, it's not going to be, well, for this list, it's not going to be a specific figure that I'm thankful for, but more so a whole line that I'm thankful for.
Ooh.
And this is going to be for the Jada Toys action figures. And I say action figures because they usually just do metal or die-cast vehicles at the 1/18th or smaller scale. But this year and last year, they started to break into the 6-inch or 6-inch scale action figures, and that would be Street Fighter and Mega Man. So this is Mega Man that I just dropped, and it's representing their whole line. Today, I had to polish and clean my single DTOF, which is actually quite difficult. So I don't know how David Evan Smith runs his, but I also redid my Street Fighter display, and that would be the representation of the rest of the Jada Toys line that I have. So Very
Nice.
thankful for Jada Toys. If you don't know, I have been doing a little bit of research on action figure collecting as a hobby, and I talked to David Evans Smith and a couple other people in the community about their hot collecting habits. And one of those questions was, what new lines are you incorporating into your collection? And my answer to that was Jada Toys. So I'm very thankful for what Jada's putting out. And I think anyone and everyone who's picked up their stuff is ready for them to expand into other properties. So thank you, June. Thank you, Jada. That's my number 2 pick for this evening.
Nice. I think I'm gonna eventually have to backtrack and pick up that Mega Man just to go into my video game shelves now.
You sold me on Mega Man.
Look, and he's durable too. He's durable too. That's
so sick.
Throw him on the floor again.
do it again. Nice.
Oh yeah.
And so recapping, your number 3 was
the number 3 was
Inuyasha.
Inuyasha from Daiso, the third party, not a knockoff, a third party.
And now,
and then my number 2 is Jada.
Nice. Jada in general.
Yes.
Screw the rules.
That's right.
All right. Z-Man. So, remind everybody of your number 3.
Okay, my number 3 was the Nightfall 2-pack Batman.
Nice.
Batman.
That nice huge wired cape. And what is our number 2?
Huge wired cape. My number 2 is, I know a lot of people had, some difficulties with this, but I am just thankful that this line exists because, I mean, come on.
Oh,
yes.
Such a beaut. I mean, like, I have like some fun history that, like, obviously I kind of grew up with The Simpsons, watching. I don't trust my parents about that, but hey, it's fun. But I think when I was in school, like one of the last years, they asked us to do a like recreation of a popular show, and we were given Simpsons, and I was able to play Homer for that. And I was just like, I love the character. And I was always wanting like a posable figure. I know Dan, he collected those, other things, but when that line came out, I wasn't collecting. I was barely like, single digit. I am the youngest. Definitely like the least, like, I think when everyone's like going for retro, but when this was, announced, and then when I saw it in hand, I was just like, I gotta get it. I mean, the donut, I know I'm showing the drink, but the donut is just classic. Nice. I don't know if the brightness is going crazy.
Is that the cup that came with the Peter B. Parker Marvel Legends? Yeah.
They gave us a Duff beer. There you go. He's just got that.
That's perfect.
And I brought this with me at MCM this year because I was like, I gotta have just a comfort figure, and this guy's just been with me just around the world. Well, not around the world. That was up, but this guy's just been around.
That's a fun line. Are you all in on that line, Z-Man?
So I've only got him so far, but I'm hoping. I'm teasing my, what do you call it, Secret Santa, to get me more.
There we go. And they're affordable. They're so affordable.
Exactly.
Yeah, get Z-Man the whole rest of the line, and make sure whoever his Secret Santa is, because you all better be watching this, that you get him good eye paint apps. Please flip through those pegs. They're I don't know how the distribution is over there, Z-Man, but here,
there's plenty.
Yeah. We were worried about it at first, and if anything, now it looks like the deluxes right now are kind of hard to find a little bit, but the regular waves are plentiful. So good.
Did you see Wave 2 yet in stores, Z-Man?
Yeah, I've seen some Wave 2 at Smith's, so they've got them, like they've just stocked them, and they've got their own section now, so which is great because I thought they weren't going to come, or they were going to go to Film Planet and they would charge like mad prices, because for us UK collectors, it's between For The Simpsons, it's just Smiths, and that's pretty much it. But like before that, we were even going like, oh, is Forbidden Planet gonna get it? But then they're just addicted to anime stuff, so it's not even like anime figures, it's statues. So
Yeah.
you know, if it was articulated, but then you'd be fine. But when it was like, oh, Smith's got these, same with Jada, Smith's just got them, so it's like, yes.
Perfect.
Right.
I think over here in the US, we do take for granted how more widely available things are to us, like with Walmart and Target and all that. We have our complaints, and it can be a pain in the butt a lot of times, especially ordering online, right, David? The Target app, you might get it, you might not. Walmart's worse. I avoid that at all costs. But we do take for granted that we do have more options here than other people around the world might have. So just another thing to be thankful for, right? Mr. Positivity today after us all complaining about NECA for I don't know, about 30, 45 minutes, whatever, you know. Speaking of Mr. Positivity, David, right?
We weren't really complaining about NECA. And none of us were personally affected by this, right? So we were just addressing
I
a
don't know.
current consumer concern, right?
I didn't order one, but I feel pretty personally affected. I don't know.
So I was thinking about Jada as being one of my thankful fors, because like I went in on them with Chester Cheetah and the Cereal Monsters, and now Street Fighter, and soon to be Scooby Doo. So like Jada really like snuck in there this year and like elbowed their way into like this pack of like toy companies, and like made a statement. Like this is their year that they like said, you know, we're damn here, and we're not gonna just like do cars anymore. Like, watch out, you know.
Jada got on the thumbnail, David. They got on a Collecting Justified thumbnail. That's
significant. That is
Yeah.
significant. Yeah. So I mean, I kind of second everything that Alexi was saying about Jada. Like, and I'm doubling down. Like, they're definitely, they came to play. So keep doing what you're doing, Jada. Like, you're awesome. I'm thankful for you. And I'm gonna let it be that. That's gonna be my number 2 for sure.
Oh, okay. And remind everybody of your number 3.
My number 3 was the HasLab Giant Man up there.
There we go. That small little figure over there. Yeah.
Billing one
So you're
of my 17.
You're in for all the Scooby-Doo stuff, right?
Not the
From
monsters.
Jada?
I just want the crew, like the main crew.
Oh, you don't want to get the monsters for the Mystery Inc.
No. Like, maybe I'll get one to have him like sitting in the corner unmasked, like it's Old Man Williker from, you know, the carnival, you know.
Yeah.
But
You're not the
this
type
one-
of person to buy the peripheral characters. You know, you usually just keep to the core, right?
Yeah, that's
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not world
So,
building at all. I'm
I
not.
look forward to seeing your pickups of not the rest of
Right.
the Mystery Inc. people. Yeah.
You know me
question.
too well, Alexi.
Question for everyone before I go into my number 2 is today at Retro Toy Con, we saw a mystery machine that looks like it might be a little smaller than 1/12, but it might be able to like kind of fudge it. They only wanted 30 for it. How confident are we that Jada's going to give us a mystery machine to go with our Scooby-Doo line?
They
I'm basically, you
have
think
to.
they will? I hope so.
I
know. Should I?
it.
You wouldn't, or you would?
I would.
Would. Yeah. I think I might.
If you go back tomorrow and it's available, go for it. Worst case scenario, you can sell it again for $30, and you'll have gotten the time you spent with it to enjoy it.
Yep.
Exactly, because it looks good. You know, it's probably from that line they did when that most recent Scooby-Doo cartoon movie had came out with like Blue Falcon or something.
Oh,
It's probably the one that came with that line, right? That's what I think. Anyway, my number 2. Are you ready, John? Are you ready for more weeb shit? So, I showed off the Exodia that Rush found for me. So let's show off a good Yu-Gi-Oh figure here. God, don't drop it. Don't drop it, Justin.
Oh, sure.
Oh, man. This Blue Eyes White Dragon. I've got Red Eyes up on the shelf, too. And, man, this thing it's a pain in the ass to get on this flight stand.
All of that flight stand comes with it?
Yes, the blast effect.
Wow.
The box is huge. And, man, Andrew, like when we were kids, do you think we ever thought we'd get something like this when we were like playing Yu-Gi-Oh on the picnic table or anything? Like, that is amazing, man. And it's so articulated. It looks so great. These blast effects are a pain in the ass to put together. We've got Blue Eyes, Red Eyes. They're doing Flame Wingman from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and then they're backtracking. And finally, they're doing a Dark Magician. Hopefully, they keep it going. Give me a Celtic Guardian, a Buster Blader. Nobody knows what I'm talking about right now, but keep it coming. Give us the Egyptian gods. Well, you can give us Slifer and Obelisks. I don't care about the Winged Dragon of Ra. Give a crap about that one. Does anybody follow what I'm talking about? Any of these names ring a bell? No.
You lost me at Skibbity Doober Dobber.
Jesus Christ!
But I do know of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I know the significance of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Only that though.
Right. Well, I have a nice Yu-Gi-Oh setup where every time I get a figure, no matter what line it's from, I get a card, and I put it in a top loader on a little card stand and put it right in front of the figure. So. And that collection is growing. So they're
just
doing more and more
clear, this creature has to be cast from a card played, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have a figure of the person who has to play that card?
No.
Okay.
They've done them. I think Figma's done them, done Yugi and Kaiba. Ooh. And who is it? Revoltech might have done them too.
Yugi's the main character. Kaiba is the rival.
Yeah, Kaiba has Blue Eyes and Yugi has Dark Magician. So,
okay.
So it's like Kaiba's kind of like the anti-hero rival who slowly becomes a good guy. Kind of like Dragon Ball. Think about Dragon Ball, Goku, and Vegeta. It's like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I need the duelists too. SH Figure Arts, if they're doing the monsters, eventually they're going to do the duelists because I really don't want to backtrack and pay like those Revoltechs and the Figmas are. I think the Figmas are a little more affordable than the Revoltech ones, and it's expensive. It's an expensive hole.
Like Justin, I think you need to highlight a comment in the chat. St. James.
St. James. Here we go. Says I just want Mythic Legion's dragon to come out and eat that tiny dragon. It will, St. James. And with the help of our Justified community, I can afford a Mythic Legion's dragon maybe one day. And that would just be great. I would just love to just, picture me like throwing the bag over my shoulder of the fund to free Andrew from the basement, walking right past that locked basement door and just tossing it at the four horsemen saying, "Dragon, please." And
did you think to be that asshole that like on the Secret Santa list you put the Mythic Legion's dragon? Did that occur to you to do that?
David, do you know me at all? I mean, why would I net?
I'm just thinking on camera confirmation.
What's your budget on this Secret Santa? We were like given like 30 in total.
No, we're about the same. You should have asked for a ring light. You should just honestly have asked for a ring light in your
ring light update. I didn't update it earlier. It's still working, guys. It's still working. It charges and everything. I don't know. But yeah, I thought about it. David. Like David said before, money is no option, guys. Whoever got me, money is no option. I don't mind waiting till it comes out. It's fine. It's the thought that counts. When you really think about it, it's probably not going to come out for another 2 years. So that's like 3 years of Christmas gifts, right?
I have a confession, Justin. I'm your Secret Santa, but what I bought you was the Donnie Lab from NECA, and it didn't arrive. So I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Well, I had a 50-50 chance at getting 2 at least. So double or nothing. So doubling up. Speaking of double or nothing, I doubled up on weeb shit. Blastoise is number one. I mean, number three. Three. And Jesus Christ, I want you guys to know the sacrifices. I'm terrified every time I pick this up. My number two is the Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'm gonna set it right here in front of me on the desk instead.
And is
There
that the SH version?
we go.
Yeah.
SH. They call it Monster Arts.
Yeah, like the Godzilla stuff.
Yeah. It comes in a monstrous box. Definitely, I would recommend them to anybody who's interested. And the Red Eyes is just as beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, we have St. James in the chat with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, St. James. Says, I'll start the Mythic Dragon Fund. Thank you so much. And for that, St. James, I think I've got a little something. Let's see. Super professional stream. Don't worry about it.
Don't forget, you're my number one customer.
There we go. Thank you, St. James. I'll have better clips eventually. I don't know. That's fun. I love Jingle All the Way. Anyone who's watched this channel knows my love for that movie. So
you can ride that sleigh all the way through Christmas at least.
Oh,
you know? Before needing to get a new clip. Yeah.
Definitely. So swinging it back around, I think we're on number one now. Andrew. So recap the people on your 3 and 2. I'm doing that because a lot of times when maybe it's my short-term memory, but I'm watching these kind of streams, I always forget what their other ones were by the time so I think it's useful for the people it gives me extra time to have you on the big screen and just see that glorious beard. So recap the people. Number 3, 2, and 1.
Number 3, Thor. And then, of course, number 2, Cara Dune.
There we go.
And then number 1 is, of course, another figure.
Of course.
It's like cheaper than what it used to go for. It's Captain Rex.
Nice.
Yeah. The man got him for like $35.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Compared to what it used to be like up in the 70s.
And they've released different versions of him, right? I don't know anything about Star Wars.
Yeah, there's like a version of him. So
there's like the bad version. There's the
was
maybe, but
where he's got like the
Gotcha. Yeah, I know you've been talking about looking for the specific one for quite a while. So I should have guessed that'd be your number 1. I know you were happy to find that one. That's a good one. That was anybody new to the stream, Andrew is much better at niching down. We're slowly having an effect. When he started this, appearing on the stream with me, it was just Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Now he's got 4 Marvel Legends, right? 4? Got Thor, Ant-Man. You had picked up Jimmy Woo. And
they got Jimmy.
Yeah. 4 Marvel Legends.
That was for a different project.
Yeah.
Jim from The Office.
Right.
Yeah. Getting into
and Pixar cars. Yeah. I love that. That's a cool collection.
Yeah.
So the sickness is taking over. Yeah.
Yep.
Your room's going to look like what we all have behind us right here. So
dark road.
Yeah, it's a dark road, but it's fun. It's fun. Who needs pictures of their family behind them or anything like that? Just toys.
That's right.
Speaking of toys. Your boys got toys. Alexi. First of all, recap the people on your 3 and 2. And what is the number 1 toy we're thankful for this year?
Yeah, so my number 3 was off the anime shelf, and everyone knows this. Oh, whoops, that's not the right thing. Sorry. It was the Inuyasha from Daiso, which is a 5K distributed and third-party or indie party company, and this is Inuyasha from the anime Inuyasha. And then my number 2 was every 6-inch scale figure from Jada Toys in the last 2 years, and I was representing that with Mega Man here, and then also the Street Fighter line. And coming up, I will be pre-ordering the Cyberpunk line because I also watched that anime and it was fire. So if you like anime and you like what Jada Toys is doing, I highly recommend watching the Cyberpunk anime. And so my number 1.5, which is Rich M sponsored recommendation, honorable mention, time consuming topic of conversation. I am going to shout out Hasbro Marvel Legends. And I know everyone is, Hasbro. Let's be honest, without Hasbro Marvel Legends, a lot of us wouldn't have a baseline or a backbone to our collection. And a lot of us, that is the circulatory system of our collection. But I think they have done such good work in the last 2 to 3 years. I mean, I've been collecting for 7 or 8 years now, and I'm not even claiming that I know it all or have experienced it all. But from what I have seen and experienced, Hasbro has done their part in keeping collecting as a hobby alive and definitely keeping Marvel Comics and their characters available to new and experienced collectors. And for that, I thank them. However, it hasn't been, all daisies and roses. They have had their mishaps and they have had their shortcomings. I could have had this is where I put an engine of vengeance. If I have one. But it's not always exactly what you want. So that's why they're getting the honorable mention. Rich, I tried to take up as much time as I could with that, but maybe you can add more in the comments if you ever see this. My number 1 pick, however, and just to prep for, the story for this.
Oh God. He's got the props, people. He's got the props ready.
When I first started collecting Mayfax. Sorry, my face is wet.
That's not the first time that's been said on the stream.
Ayo.
Mayfax Batman Blue from their Hush line. I started collecting figures in 2017, and I've told David and I told Evan and Smith this. A DC UC Batman was my first figure in my new collection or my adult collection. And from there, it springboarded into more DC because that's where my heart is at. I live in Marvel Legends, but my heart is in DC. And so I saw when this first released the Mayfax Hush Blue Batman, and I was like, holy shit, this is what action figures could be. This was it. If you like Batman, this is like the first time where you were like, oh my God, like this thing will move, pose. Like if I had to burn down everything in my collection, sorry, babe, I'm burning your Lego. This would be the only thing that I kept. Like, this is it. So this is my number 1 pick for figures that I'm thankful for. And I'm not even saying Mayfax as a line. They're also, everything has their hits and misses. But Mayfax Hush Blue Batman, I have this one in the box because my original purchase of it, I played with it so much that it broke at the elbow and I super glued it and it actually worked. So I still have that one in my display, but I wanted to get, there it is up there, kicking Joker in his ass. You see that? Right there. That's his cape billowing. That's a super glued figure because I still play with it to this day. So this is the safe one in case anything ever happens again. Number 1. Mayfax Blue Hush Batman.
Nice. So you're saying if I want my mind's eye Batman, that's the one, because I've got the Mayfax Hush Superman, and that is that I will never need another Superman figure for the rest of my life. That is the perfect Superman figure right there.
Agreed.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go Mayfax on a Batman representation at some point. animated. Well, not well. You know what I mean? Like just mind's eye comic, whatever. Because yeah. So I'm gonna need to go. Superman's lonely up there on the shelf, is what I'm saying.
A lot of people will say too that the Nightfall Batman that Mayfax just did was like the best one they've done so far. But you could really say like, isn't that the one that got his back broken by Bane?
Yeah, something. It looks nice. Something about that one just looks a little off to me, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Maybe it's like the spine. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
It's a little bent.
So let's see here. So I believe next is Z-Man, right? Z-Man, our special guest, our extra special justified guest. Z-Man, before we get into your number one, remind the people of your 3 and 2. And I don't know if you've done honorable mentions yet. We want to make sure we don't, if you have any, throw them out there. I'm sure Rich M will appreciate it.
Yes. So number 3 was the Nightfall Batman.
Speaking of Batman.
There you go. Wow. Then number 2 was Homer Simpson from the Pacific line. There you go.
Beautiful line.
And then I will throw my honorable mention, but I'll be quick with it. So Rich doesn't attack me when we see him at MCM. But it's the Mythic Legions Barbarian. I think just as a whole, I think because of the community, I think like special thanks to like Cloud of just showing those figures. I think I was like hooked, and I was always like scared to jump in, but I think this year I was like, okay, I'll get two. Let's do. I got the vampire army builder and then the barbarian. So there you go. So that's my honorable mention. But
nice. The
king right now for number 1, I think, for like something I'm really grateful for, and also maybe favorite figure of the year, it's got to be the mask from
Yes.
Oh,
this such a I think as soon as I saw it at MCM, I just knew I had to pick it up. I grew up with the film, even though I know that's not the main version and this is not this version. But then after that, later on, I read the comics and I was like, damn, the comics are so good. And I always wanted a figure representation, but I don't know if anyone remembers, but on my page, I did make a custom of that movie version, but with the comic head.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, this is good. But then I was like, but come on, I need like a proper official. And as soon as they showed like the reveal, I was like, hell yeah. But then I was like, the price, But as soon as the first thing I picked up, and I'm so grateful I did, was this. And it was the last one. And it was the first place I went. And it was I think, Comics and Cocktails. They had a booth. And I was just like, I got to get that. And I've been to Hasbro's booth. I've been to other booths. But then I was like, this is my first pickup. And like both, I think, both Craig, Dot,
Don't
Craig,
forget the nostalgic.
No, you can forget the dots. It's fine. The dots, it's fine.
Him and Jamie could testify that as soon as because we were sharing a room, as soon as I got into the room after the whole day, I took him out of the box and I was just like, "Yep, this is a good one." But yeah, I'm grateful for Mezco
that
doing.
figure's sick.
And like you can take off the jacket and like if you wanted to get a set of clothes, you can do that, and that way you just have like any of the versions. Because obviously, I think this, from my memory, this is not the first guy, not Stanley. It's the cop, Lieutenant Kellaway, when he took the mask after.
Oh,
I recommend everyone get that. Like I think the first omnibus, because contrary to the film, Stanley's not a very memorable character. Like he's the first one to like he's the first guy to wear the mask and everything, but he doesn't have a happy end. Or I'll say that.
Ah, man.
Doesn't get Cameron Diaz. I'll say
Sad.
that. But
Do you have they announced? Are they doing like a movie version at some point? Do we know?
I don't think so. The only movie figure I've seen was from like a third party, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Maybe-
It'd be stupid not to, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like easy
mean-
molds, just like recoloring the fabric, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure the Jim Carrey likeness isn't too expensive. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
McFarlane did a Jim Carrey Riddler, so
And
so
Sonic 3 did a small Eggman. There you go.
there we go. There we go.
Mhm.
That's a good one, Z-Man. That's an awesome looking figure. I don't really do Mezco, but that one definitely caught my eye when they announced it. That's awesome. Such a fun. I've never read the comics or anything, but that movie is iconic. Absolutely iconic. So yeah,
They call me Cuban Pete. I'm the king of the rumba beat. Dude. Chick chicky boom, chicky boom. Yeah. The
so
movie's awesome. That figure's awesome too. Mesco excels at the fitted suit bodies, and that is exactly
yes.
what you have there. And then you just add like the custom heads, which they're also very good at, especially if it's like outside of regular human faces. Like that swinging face there, is it very heavy, or can you move it around, pose
Oh,
it easily? Yeah, that's phenomenal.
That we would
Yeah.
go, to see the buckets.
Yeah. So good. And it comes with giant guns too, like those
Oh, yeah.
oversized, like over accessoried weapons.
Like,
Yeah.
assemble that. Like, I've looked at the manual, and that was the only manual that came with it. Assembly of the gun.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really good release on their part and excellent choice. I agree.
If McFarlane ever gave us those huge guns, he'd have to charge us like $600 just due to the adult nature.
The content.
Yeah. Awesome, Z-Man. Awesome. So next, I believe is David. David, right?
It is. Or
Yeah.
Evan or Smith. I don't know.
Or Evan or Smith,
when we get
whatever.
to this point.
Whatever. So
I mean-
recap all the good people of your list so far.
So as you guys are listing these things off, I'm thinking the Marvel Legends, my number 3, is like my baseline. It's like my broadest collection of all the things I collect, and it's been my longest enduring collection. It's been like the 2002, so 22 years this line has been going on.
Oof.
And then Jada as a collective company is my number 2, and that's like the newest toy brand that I've like been on the on-ramp for and thinking about the future. So if we think about like Legends as the present and Jada as the future, like my number 3, I
Did I just get Christmas caroled?
maybe. My number 3 is really, I wanted it to be nostalgia, like nostalgia itself. Like I was thinking about retro cards, all the things that they offer on retro cards. And as you guys are listing things off, like Z-Man grew up with The Simpsons. He grew up with The Mask. Justin, you cannot let go of the weeb shit. So like all of this and Star Wars is emblematic of Andrew's collection. So like all of us, like the reason we do this, the reason we come together as a community and talk about this stuff every week is because all of this stuff is nostalgic to us, and the things that we first grew to love in real plastic form. So like my tangible number 1 is really like anything Batman 66. So now I need to like acknowledge that like McFarlane is showing up in Z-Man's list. McFarlane's Mr. Freeze showed up in Justin's list.
Honorable mention.
So like Batman 66 is the first thing I ever saw that was live action about heroes versus villains. It was what I learned about good and evil. I was entertained by the bright colors and the campy stories, and like it was the seed that grew my love for superheroes. It was before I read comic books. It was before trading cards. It was before animated series. This was the bedrock foundation of why I collect. And to have a line now that I'm a grown man that can appreciate all the details and nuances is like just so fulfilling to me and rewarding, and makes it all worth it. Like I've been collecting all the other stuff like to get me to this, that I can have a line that embodies the thing that started my love in the first place. Does that make sense? Am I
definitely
just rambling?
Exactly. That's
Definitely.
exactly what you should be thankful for.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
and I am. I'm like, so I didn't go into like my pickups, but the 66 version of Wonder Woman with the lasso that I made from the decorative wire
beautiful.
came this week. So she's really a gorgeous figure. Talk about a Wonder Woman that from McFarlane that you can support, Justin.
Yeah.
Think about it.
The best thing about that figure.
Hmm?
The best thing about that figure is what you custom made to go with it, though.
Oh well, thank you. I mean, truly, like, but if I'm not down with the shoelace like lasso, like she's gonna get the treatment, you know.
Mhm.
In that wave is also a Batman colored by a miscolored Italian movie poster. So this legit, I found several images of movie posters for the Batman 66 movie, and he is colored in this red outfit, but I kind of like it. Like black and red is sharp.
Yeah.
So I gotta
He
figure out
looks like Tim Drake.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I'm thinking like the Batmobile of that era was black with the red piping, so it kind of like he works with the color scheme of his main car, you know. So that is in there. Joker is in there also from the movie. He has this dehydrator backpack weapon.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. He turns the UN into piles of sand.
Yes, all the little multicolored dust piles.
Yeah.
And then Batman has to like rehydrate them, but the dust got mixed up.
And then he drops it in.
So then each person that's rehydrated and back is speaking a different language from another country, from the UN. It was fascinating.
I need to watch this film.
Clock King, which we got the comic book Clock King this year from McFarlane. And
what King, David? What King?
Clock.
King?
Clock.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah.
Okay.
King.
Not cock ring. Clock King.
Okay.
But
I'm in the wrong stream. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Wrong late night stream. But that comic Clock King had this cane with the minute hand. So I gave one of them to this guy. He's got so many clocks all over him, and on the back of his cape. Like, talk about deco on capes. Like, it's not a bendy wire cape, but you got a whole clock printed on the back of his cape.
That's really cool.
And on the patch on his jacket, it says Tempest Fugit in like really microscopic letters. Like, that's detail, man. On a retro figure that's based on a comic, based on the show. Like that.
And so my question is for that one, was he an actual character in the 66 show, or he's a comic character in the version of 66, or?
So he was on the show, season 2, played by an actor named Walter Slezak. I'm going deep. This is again formative. Like
This is exactly what you're number one.
The actor was Walter Slezak. His likeness rights are not in the license, so they couldn't do an actual likeness of him. So to get around that, the comic book that was recent in the last 10 years, based on the show, like he looks just like the actor. So they do the comic license, like
legally distinct. Distinct.
You know.
It's like the Superman they released, which I still want to get.
The Christopher Reeve. The Christopher Reeve.
No. On the 60s.
60s.
Oh yeah.
That one.
That's a good one. But his cape does not have the S logo on the back, so I had to get a new customized cape with, bendy wire Rebelton Customs. Shout out to Rebelton Customs. And then there's a black and white version.
I thought I was going colorblind. I was like, wait,
no.
what?
Isn't that crazy? So like,
that's crazy.
They've done several characters in black and white as a platinum edition, and the grayscale execution is amazing.
Mhm.
Like, doesn't it look like my screen like is changing?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I'm
love.
adjusting the color on my television right now.
Mm-hmm. And then my arrival today, which is something that I've been waiting for somebody to make as a toy since I was a small child 75 years ago. The Batgirl cycle.
Yes.
Nice.
So this thing, she actually can sit on it. Like, unlike the Bat cycle that the Batman and Robin can't really fit on, she can sit on this Bat cycle.
Sick.
And this is a custom bendy wire cape from Rebel 10 Customs. Shout out Rebel 10 Customs. But I've never had a Batgirl cycle from 1966, and you know the wheels spin and it does the job, and it's really cool. So it's got a big old bow on the back because she's
my god.
she's a girl. So why not a big bow and like all this little ruffle?
Yeah, well,
around
you realize the cowl coming off the front wheel, that's like a dress billowing in the wind, right? That's like the aesthetic of it.
I was about to say,
Kind
was
of.
this like kind of like some wedding celebration? For
Yeah.
her?
No, legit. This was
That's
was
sick.
the design, man. I mean, she's the girl, so like she's got to have girly effects, like so. This frill
Of course.
all around the front, and then there's like fringe under the seat, and then the big bow on the back. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, so
The
like this
glass
is
on the
just-
front kind of looks like a compact mirror, kind of too.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, right. She has a little bat symbol rear view mirror, like on the side.
Shit. No, that's a makeup mirror, David. What are you doing?
Of course.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, so this is,
That's
I mean,
sick.
you got to forgive me for gushing, but like this is
No.
truly like
No.
something. So small story. My dad worked as a graphic artist, so he would paint. He was a train collector, so he collected like model trains and like engines, and he would customize certain ones and paint certain ones that they never made. So when I was a kid, I had a Wonder Woman figure from the old like Superpowers collection, and my dad painted her as this Batgirl because they never made a Batgirl figure. So like he like took the time at work to like spray paint and like detail the full Batgirl over a Wonder Woman figure. And so they made a real Batgirl figure, and now they made her actual Batgirl cycle. So it's just something that since I was a little tiny child, no older than your son, Justin, this is the kind of stuff I wish that they made when I was a kid. So
That's what it's all about.
yeah, so I'm really thankful for like we're living in a time where all of the things that we love are now accessible and available to us when maybe they weren't 20 years ago.
Except Turbo Rangers.
Except Turbo Rangers.
Not gonna let it die.
Yeah.
Legion X agrees. David says, "Great looking Batgirl."
Thank
How's
you,
it going,
Legion
bro?
X. I'm really hype. Really hype. I'm off work tomorrow. So like I was so pissed. Like I was working 10 to 7 today. And so I knew I had a small window of time to get home, unbox this, get on the stream, and be able to like talk about it. And so like tomorrow I'm off work. I get to like reset the displays and like actually play and enjoy this, you know? So it's always good to be off from work. Don't have to
Right.
adult.
That's one of the most fun parts of collecting is redoing a display and like posing everything up. Right, unless you're running out of room, then it's just giant pain in the ass. To, like,
But I
make
love the
room for it.
puzzle. I love the
Yeah.
puzzle of it. Like fitting it, like making it fit and making it not look too jam-packed and like giving everything like room to like be appreciated and seen and noticed, you know, like it's a fun challenge, you know. So
I literally try to explain that to my brothers and my dad, but they just don't get it. It's like, why are you changing your display all the time? Or like, why are you in your room focusing on like your display? And I'm like, because I want things to be that properly, to have the spotlight and, you know, change up, because otherwise, you know, it's a static thing. You got to
keeps it living and breathing and evolving, and you get to appreciate and put focus on things at different times, you know, like that's half of the fun is resetting everything. Like I can lose hours and reach this Zen state of like calmness just spending a day like resetting the collection, taking pictures, and like this is why we do this stuff. This helps us balance out all the bill paying and the the rent and the jobs and like human interaction. Like we get to like cut the world out and just like have a moment with the stuff that keeps you innocent. Like that's what it's all for, isn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Exactly. And you heard it here, guys. David's favorite challenge is making it fit, and he'll spend as many hours in the day making it fit as it takes. He just loves the challenge. All right. And Mark says, smash that like button. Thank you, Mark. And St. James loved your story. I think we all did, David. We all loved that story.
Thank you,
That's
guys.
great.
Thanks for letting me rant about Batman for a little while.
Yeah. And can you hold up those two Clock Kings beside each other?
Oh, yeah.
I was just wondering if there was a size difference. I don't know.
Well, sometimes the black is bigger.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. And
yeah.
I was just curious, just curious. Thanks. Thank you, David. Thank you for sharing that with us, man. Those are the type of stories I love hearing. That's amazing. Thank you. But to something a little less sentimental, I guess. Now my face is on the screen. We go from that beautiful story to this ugly mug. So here we go. And continuing with, God, John's having an aneurysm somewhere. McFarlane was David's number one. And now we're just following it up with me continuing with weeb shit. So my number 3, of course, was the SH Figure Arts Blastoise. Amazing. Pokemon, huge part of my childhood, right? Continuing, huge part of my childhood with animes. Yu-Gi-Oh! We have the SH Figure Arts Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'm noticing a theme with not only the anime, but also the company. I didn't really realize that before us. That wasn't on purpose. But diverting, but not really from that, my number 1. So Alexi was talking about third parties / knockoffs. This is admittedly a third party knockoff. This is the Demoniacal Fit clone of the SH Figure Arts. This is Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. This was released in a deluxe pack. It comes with a Spectral Goku. So who all here watch Dragon Ball Z? Yeah. So, man, and I think all of us, most of us probably, grew up with this, right? Except maybe one of us was maybe a little older. I'm not going to point him out.
And who? Because he'll say that's Goku.
Oh, exactly.
There you go.
Man, this is his son. So SH Figure Arts did the original set, but it was a con exclusive and it was more expensive. Demoniacal Fit, they normally come in and they do their version of it, and it's at a much lower price point. I forget how much I paid for this. It's basically a 2-pack, but half the price of the SH Figure Arts one, and it works for me. It's the same price, basically the same mold. And this is so iconic, and it's got all we were talking about battle damage earlier. It's got I don't know how well that's coming across on camera, the battle damage and actual blood. So this scene and the whole story about Dragon Ball, going from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z, it's all the story of Goku and everything. But with Z, there was a shift, and you don't really notice it until later on in what's called the Cell Saga, where this is coming from, where the storytelling they did was amazing. And all along, the whole story was about a passing of the torch from father to son. Gohan is Goku's son. And the whole time, he's a pacifist. He doesn't like to fight or anything, but he also has the most latent ability that he doesn't want to use. And near the end, where we all thought it was going to be the end until the Buu Saga happened, it's like their strongest opponent ever. It's Cell. He's basically a genetic android. He's made up of the DNA of all the strongest fighters. And everyone's like, oh, Goku will beat him. It's fine. And he can't. He's bested. He can't do it. And he knows he's defeated. He knows he can't win. And he just tells Gohan, well, you got this. Go ahead. And everyone's like, what? Excuse the hell out of me. He's 12 years old. What are you doing? And it's an iconic fight. When Gohan finally lets go, he exceeds all the power everybody thought was possible. It's just a great storytelling. And this is from the iconic, he's got an arm broken and Goku sacrificed himself. He's dead now, and talking to him from the afterlife, telling him he can do it. And it's that final push, and he finally defeats Cell. And it's just one of the most iconic moments, from animated anything. To finally get this in figure form is absolutely amazing. Much like Power Rangers, I can talk about Dragon Ball Z till I'm blue in the face. My wife loves it. She loves it. Don't let her lie to you. She's like, I don't know who any of these characters are. She's like the Dan Who of it's it's Goku's Green Goku. But this is an awesome figure, and I'm very thankful for this because we're talking about themes. My themes are what I grew up with, and to finally have the perfect representation of it on my shelf. And it's just, from Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z. And like you guys said, I appreciate everything we get, but really that measuring stick is from Marvel Legends and stuff like that. And the base bone, the baseline, like Alexi said, and I'm fine with that. But every now and then you get stuff that really is oh, I've got to have that, and you put it on the shelf, and it's really cool, really cool. And speaking of, I think, David, you were talking about that red and black Batman, how it was a coloring mistake. Fun fact, if nobody knows, giant fucking weeb, right, John? Originally, because this was a black and white manga before it was an anime, the Super Saiyan hair was never meant to be yellow. Really, it was a cost cutting measure because all their hair was black, and when they went Super Saiyan, something about they didn't color the hair. So when the anime adapted it, they made the hair yellow, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll go with that. That's cool." So
Akira Toriyama, the original artist and writer, he was like, yeah, it was a lot of work because the Saiyans, which are the race or the species of Goku and, the main strongest characters, he was like, they have a lot of hair and it's all black. So it takes a lot of ink and it takes a lot of effort to draw it in a lot of comic or in a lot of manga. So he was like, when they went super powered, I just left it white. So all I had to do was draw the outline.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. That's crazy because I have some of the I have the Boo Saga mangas from when I was collecting that, and I think when that story was quite new, I just picked it up and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's the more you know, right? The little rainbow over that. Guys, I think we all had, as normal, as usual, we all had a very diverse list of things we're thankful for. And I think, somebody else said, I tried to divert from, there's your favorite and the top figures, the best figures of the year. And we'll get to that later on near the end of the year. But I think to me, best and favorite, they can intersect. Or best and thankful for, they can intersect. But at the same time, it's there you have stuff that you might be thankful for that would maybe never crack any type of top list ever at all, not even possible. But yeah, I'm thankful for really everything in this collection. And guys, to be honest, I might have kind of lied to you all about my top, what I'm thankful for. Because what I'm really thankful for is all of you guys. It's not John or Dan Who or anybody like that, but you guys and the real supporters in the chat, the members like Z-Man here, and just everybody for being here and watching. Like I said before, being a member, I do appreciate it, supporting the channel, but you're supporting by watching. And I do appreciate it. A year ago, my leg just popped off from Mr. Freezer. But a year ago, I never thought this channel was going to be a thing. And even when I started the channel, I never thought live streaming was going to be a thing. And then when I started live streaming, I never thought anyone would really want to come on here and co-host with me. I didn't think that was going to be a thing. And then I didn't think anybody was actually going to watch. I didn't think that was going to be a thing. I didn't think anybody was going to want to be a member. And then that became a thing. And it's evolving, and I appreciate it. And I am super thankful to Andrew being here, episode 1, and on and off going forward. You know, he does have a very busy job, and he makes time to try to be here when he can, and I'm very thankful for that. Alexi, I tricked him into coming on one time and then kind of just coaxed him into staying on as a permanent co-host. He's very busy with his life, and he makes time whenever he can to be on here. David, since being on, has not missed an episode. He's always coming through with different ideas and everything. And even if I don't necessarily, I'm like, well, yeah, I've thought about that. But the longer I sit with the ideas, I'm going to say David has not had a bad idea yet.
Aw.
So he's always coming, challenging me in all the best ways and keeping me in check. And
elderly wisdom, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. We all need that grandpa in our lives, just letting us know. And I'm very thankful for David beyond belief. Z-Man here, the original member of the Justified. I'm super thankful for him. And just like I said, everybody in the chat, I'm thankful for all you guys. It's not only, being on the show with me, but just thankful for the friendships I've made through this stupid hobby of collecting plastic. That's crazy, right? Isn't it crazy? I don't know. But we got all mushy. We probably lost all the viewers now at this point. Nobody wants to watch this crap.
Should we all just make out for 5 minutes?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, yeah, there we go. Where's that venom tongue? There we go. But guys, everyone, I do appreciate everybody for being here. I'm going to scroll through the chat and make sure, since we're talking a lot, I'm going to make sure we didn't miss any questions. I do have Mark saying, should definitely do some footage of Retro Toy Con. I recorded some vertical footage. I'm going to edit into some shorts for the channel, Mark. Tomorrow when I go back, it being Sunday and day 3 really of the con, it'll be a lot less busy, and I'm going to do some actual horizontal content, try to get some more done and everything. Today was more about trying to get some quick recording and just enjoying the con. Tomorrow I'm going to try. So it only comes around once a year.
Yeah.
And let's see here, making sure, just want to make sure we didn't miss anybody. St. James said a good clock king can make my display look bigger. And he said I spoiled Dragon Ball Z for him. Sorry, I didn't spoil the Boo Saga because nobody cares. But I didn't spoil the Boo Saga, so there we go. And St. James said, great show, fellas. Thank you, St. James. But guys, does anybody have anything else before I start signing us off?
Well, is there any first time viewers in here? Is this the first show that you've ever seen? Just shout in the chat. And if you're still with us after 2 hours and 50 minutes,
yes.
Kudos to you, for sticking with us and hearing us just gush about shit after talking about NECA for a bit.
If you're still here or you're a first time viewer, put hashtag justified in the chat so we can give you a quick shout out. You can do that while I go through and shout out our wonderful channel members one more time. Or does anybody else want to do the honor? I'll do it. I don't care. But does anyone else want to do it? It's right on screen.
I'll do it.
There we go.
Justified MVP Legion X. I've seen you in multiple places across the YouTube scape this week, and it's been a great time to see you every single time. So thank you for being a Justified MVP, Legion X. The Justified crew consists of the one and only who's here with us right now, Z-Man 12 Bat. That's you, right, Agent Z-Man? I don't want to misconstrue you. Okay. I know you have multiple aliases because that's how a successful 00Z agent succeeds. So Z-Man12Bat, thank you so much. St. James, you're in the chat as well. A good-sized Clock King can impress a lot of people. I agree. Compulsive Collector, you love to hate to see you love us. Dan Who Reviews, you're asleep right now, and I don't even know who you are. So Dan Who Reviews, maybe you have a good channel. Good luck. Super Turk 5000, I will see you in Vegas next year. And by next year, I mean in the next 6 months. You're going to WrestleMania? I don't have the money for that, but I can get to Vegas, so let's do it. Art G, thank you so much for being a part of the Justified. Darth Primus, I do enjoy your posts on Instagram. Please keep it up. Phoenix, thank you so much. You are #Justified. Christopher Allen, you're not just my favorite. You're everyone's favorite. Displayed once, I never thought that I would get a figure of someone in the community, but I am so happy to have you in my collection and in my heart. Displayed once, this one's for you. Shane Shooter, I love a lot of your wish lists, and I love a lot of your theories on how we can make that happen in every stream I see you in. And your photos are banging. Shane Shooter, you're bussin'. Collecting Rush, you're one of the people that I talk to for my research. So I already know you're a professional because you hate collecting. So thanks for being a part of the Justified Collecting Rush. Bring toys to work. That dragon, I look forward to seeing it in your display. You and Cloud. I know Cloud is going to pick that up if she can, and I know you're going to pick it up whether you can or not. So I look forward to seeing it. Thank you, Bring Toys to Work. It started with a click. Shelly, I actually only ever see you at Dan Who Reviews, and I'm glad you decided to make your life better. Welcome to the Justified. Jay's Toy Collection UK. The only reason I clicked on you instead of Dan is because I think you're more handsome. Thank you so much, Jay's Toy Collection UK, and Kiara, I know you're part of that as well. So welcome to the Justified.
Big round of applause. I love that, Alexi. That was amazing.
It was all from the heart. I'm thankful.
That was a million times better than any readout I've ever done. So I think you might have just screwed it up for yourself and landed yourself a gig of doing the shout out, the member shout outs from now on. So that was great. That was great. Also, that goes to show that not only are people in the Justified and in the chat who aren't a channel member, not only do we know them by their screen, we know them from their Instagram, or it's so interwoven. And a lot of people don't like to use the word community, but it is. It is. Yep. It is. It transcends. But guys, everyone here, their links are Z-Man. I've got to get your link to your Instagram. I forgot to put it in the description, but I'll get it in the description. I'll also pin it in the comments. You can go follow Z-Man on Instagram. Z-Man, you want to go ahead and shout that out?
Yeah, so it's agent_Z-Man. There you go. Simple.
Yeah. No, number one, OG member of the Justified. David, where can the people find you and Evan and Smith again?
Definitely here every Saturday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time ish. And every now and then on that Legends and Liquor show, that's kind of Legions and Liquor. That's kind of like, you know, when Dan has time and when he's trying to avoid doing a Turtles and Tea. And then on Instagram, David_Evan_Smith. But, you know, I have a lot of followers, but I think I have a lot of followers, but we can always use more. And definitely, like, please follow everybody in this group on Instagram, because, like, we're all part of the Justified community. So let's support each other.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below if for some reason you haven't. And yeah. Like this video too. Let YouTube know you like it and like this video. I don't know. We're growing and everything. Just need to keep those live streams growing too. Yeah. Alexi, speaking of things growing, where can the good people find you?
Well, I'm growing in everyone's hearts and minds, I hope. Other than that, you can find me on Instagram at YourBoysGotToys. I post some bullshit, and I'm doing a lot of redecorating, so I'll probably post a lot of new displays. Other than that, you can find me here, most Saturdays with Justin Collects because we're collecting justified.
Love it. Love it. Andrew, where can the people find you besides the basement?
Besides the basement, right
Yeah,
here,
besides
8:45, almost every Saturday, with some
every
exceptions.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Some exceptions. You know, we let them out every now and then. But when you aren't here, where are you?
In the basement.
Wandering.
Wandering around in the basement.
Just
Damn
wandering.
right. And guys, of course, you can find me on Instagram. My Instagram's down there. I don't post too much on it anymore. Besides, I would say follow me on Instagram to get updates on the live streams and my video uploads for the channel is the best thing. But make sure you're subscribed. Join if you enjoy the content and want to, support. But you can find us all, or some of us, sometimes. Definitely not Andrew all the time. Here every Saturday night, consistently at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've got great people like Z-Man here who stay up to all hours of the night. They're not sleeping like Dan, who they want to stay and hang out for the fun. But I do appreciate everyone here. And we've got more videos coming up on the channel. And of course, we will be back next Saturday. But until then, I appreciate